What's up, guys? Our sponsors at MuscleMed sent us their 2-in-1 test-boosting multivitamin, Vitamin T. What a great idea. This is something every man should be taking.
Yes, this product really is brilliant. It's no secret that men's testosterone has been taken and beaten over the years. It's got everything you want in a multivitamin, plus the proven enhancement of testosterone to make you look and feel your best.
With all the bullshit going on with the demasculinization of men, MuscleMen's is saving men's masculinity. Man up with Vitamin T.
Real show, here we go. Real show, here we go. You know that it's gotta be that time, so this is what we chant. What keeps on getting them all amped in advance? Come on. You were not rocking out with Iron Man, FE. You get the general's point of view on top of Roger's rants. We're never tapping out, we're putting the most minutes in. You already know what that's about, you know that winners win. Crush whatever's on task, check the podcast. It's the champ and the tramp, let the bomb blast.
All right, we have another very special guest tonight, my man Brandon Rumbaugh from Pittsburgh, PA. Brandon is a double amputee, combat wounded vet. He's also a motivational speaker, father of 2, business owner. The list goes on. And he just drove out here in some shitty-ass weather all the way from Pittsburgh, about 6 hours. So much respect, brother. We appreciate you coming in to talk to us.
No, I appreciate it. I've been looking forward to this. We've been trying to do this for a while now.
We have, yeah.
And we were talking about this earlier, but I'm so glad that we're doing it now because the timing's just perfect.
Yeah.
The anniversary of me getting hurt is in a week.
Wow.
So like all these emotions, all these things that I've experienced over the last 13 years, it's all starting to kind of, like come together. And it always does around this time. And, this time it's a lot of highs, a lot of lows, but I'm just thankful to kind of be here, hanging out with you guys. It's been real cool. I mean, the second I pulled in, I feel like we've all been friends for a while, and that's fucking awesome. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, man, definitely good to have you here. Did you take the Turnpike, Pennsylvania Turnpike?
Oh, yeah,
here?
all the way.
Yeah. See, now I went to school at Clarion University.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hour and a half north of Pittsburgh. I hung out in Pittsburgh plenty.
Oh, yeah.
As a kid.
I went to school in Waynesburg for a little while.
Okay.
So there I went. And I didn't really know these guys, but like Coleman Scott, he wrestled at Waynesburg. He was from there. Throckmorton's, they're from there. Just a lot of people, a lot of big wrestlers,
tradition
from the area, yeah. And it's kind of crazy how I ended up there, but we'll get into that. But I have a couple buddies that went to Clarion, wrestled.
Okay.
I had a friend from high school. I think she swam there. Just a lot of weird connections that we all have. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
What was the deal with Josh Koscheck? He didn't go to Clarion, but
went to Edinburgh, which
he wrestled in
Erie.
division,
in Erie,
right?
yeah, he's Edinburgh's Division 1. We're in the same conference.
But you saw him going to the UFC, and you were like,
he was on Ultimate Fighter 1,
right?
So when I was watching it, I mean, he was maybe a year or two, maybe 2 years older than me. So I knew him pretty well. He was a stud wrestler, killer.
From Waynesburg too.
Yeah. From Waynesburg,
Like a lot of my buddies that I played football with, like Crease, Throckmorton, they all grew up with him, and they knew him, which was pretty cool. Like I got there in like 10th, 11th grade, so I didn't really know Koscheck, didn't know those people, but after going there and then be like, oh shit, he's on UFC.
Yeah, that dude was on a tear for a while.
Yeah,
he was.
He fought for the title. He fought for the title at one point.
Who did he fight?
GSP.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
GSP beat him up pretty good.
Yep. But he was on a tear, man.
Yeah.
And his hands were good for a wrestler.
He cracked with that overhand right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, who put him out? What's his name? Tyson. Tyrone Woodley put him out, right?
Yes.
Tyrone slapped him, I think. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Are you a UFC fan, Brandon?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say, like, I'm not like one of those guys that's like that's like my life.
Right.
But like I do a lot of work like just with my career with like speaking, and I'm on social media a lot. I'm on YouTube a lot, and I'm always watching, like, I like watching the press conferences, all that good stuff, and kind of current events and stuff that's going on. But I wouldn't say I'm that guy that's like I don't bet and do all that stuff. I'm just not there. But I mean, it's one of the greatest things in the world. I mean, I remember growing up when I was like 6, and my dad talking about this shit, like, we're going to watch this stuff. It's called the UFC. And I remember, like, the old logo. It's like ingrained in my head.
The bald head guy.
And I'm like, I remember my dad telling me, and I remember these dudes just beating the shit out of each other. And that's kind of what I remember of UFC, like, being on, like, like was it ever on like VHS?
Hell yeah.
Like VHS, like, and I'm
yeah.
34 years old, so like I'm not that old yet, but like I remember that. So that's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
It's come a long
Yeah.
way since those days, but I mean those early days drew in the hardcore people. I mean, I can remember watching UFC 1, you know what I mean? And I've been a fan ever since, and I'm really not a sports fan of anything else. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll watch like football, but like I love UFC, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I don't really get behind any other sport. You know, it's crazy.
That's pretty cool.
It's like the fastest growing sport in the world too. It's
Yeah.
everywhere now.
Nuts.
You know, have they fought in China yet, or they're about to?
They have, yeah.
They have, right? Yeah.
Tom fought Macau. Macau is like the Vegas of China. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
A lot of lady boys running around there.
No, that's that.
I heard there's a lot of lady boys there too, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't think that would be
Yeah.
allowed over there.
From experience.
Like Tokyo.
China, bro. It's China.
Yeah. Well,
China.
Yeah, they're communists. I didn't think
They don't like-
allowed that. Shit.
Really?
I don't know.
They
I
don't.
don't know.
They don't like women, so they.
Well, no,
they're
they think of it,
bored.
they don't know. They don't have enough women.
So
they
they-
say in China, there's men that will never be with a woman because there's just not enough.
So they just pretend.
And if you want it, like you're trying to court a woman, you have to not only like you have to like put on a show, like
No,
pretty
like-
much like a fucking talent show to show them your. And then you also
Like a
when-
peacock.
Yeah, and then what you do is you.
They have peacocks. 'Cause they're little Chinamen.
That's fucked up,
That's
bro.
fucking. Oh, I love it. That's crazy.
That's why
Imagine
they can't
that.
get the ladies.
Yeah, they'll never be with a woman.
That's fucking.
So where,
That's
where did you hear this? Like, what do they have to do to court? Like it's
I think Dana White. I
it's
think
not-
Dana White told me
it's
this.
not
Believe it or not.
like gifting. It's like like a dance ritual.
No, like
What
they
are
have to
doing?
like put on a fucking show.
It's like this big spectacle,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
I'm pretty sure Dana told me that.
really.
Yeah,
Definitely true then.
yeah, right. Come on.
It's gotta
I
be.
mean, don't we all do that to a degree? I mean, when you first take it, you put on the best shit. And you're
Yeah,
like,
kind of, but not the whole family. You're not like singing fucking Backstreet Boys songs and stuff.
I did.
You know?
Not making it,
I did.
man.
Back streets back. All right.
Man.
Yeah. Brandon and I were talking about that a little bit. Would you, in today's day and age, Brandon, would you recommend to young men to get married today?
No, and
I would
and,
not.
and
I would not.
Like it's crazy because like I'm a proponent of like a family. You know what I
am
mean?
too.
Like
I always was.
yeah.
Traditionalist.
And like growing up, all I ever wanted to do was have kids. And now that I look back on it, and I don't know how much we'll talk about this, but like obviously I'm divorced, separated for a year from the mother of my children, and when I look back on like growing up, like I always wanted to have kids. It wasn't I want to get married and I want to have a family and I want to do these things. And I feel like that's part of why like our marriage failed is because like I was never really in it to begin with. And it really wasn't fair to her, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but we have these great kids. We co-parent great.
I would do it over just for that. But
Yeah.
why did I have to get married? You know what I mean?
Exactly,
You know,
exactly.
You signed this contract that's like impossible to get out of. You could have children without that. There's love can still exist. Mutual respect can still exist without a fucking contract.
Yep, but
making it, you know.
it's so like ingrained into our minds that like you're not a family until you're married.
Right.
Like you know what I mean?
Traditional
Until
values, which
exactly.
To me, I think you're not a family till you have kids. Because like you could get married with someone,
Yeah.
right? Never, you don't have no kids. Get divorced and never have to see that person again.
Yep.
But once you have kids with someone, if you want to be in your kid's life and like a good parent, you're gonna have to in some way, shape, or form deal with that person
You
for
have
the rest
to
of your life.
husband or like
Yeah,
male or female.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I see, and people we know, like hate their ex. It can't, if they go to a kid function. I was just talking to a guy the other day, a business owner around here, is going to his daughter's wedding and refuses to be even in the vicinity of his ex-wife. Like, oh, I don't want to be like that. You know what I mean? That just makes it worse for the kids.
Yeah, that's,
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
it's nuts.
I mean, and my philosophy, and like it took me like what I'm saying now is not how I felt a month after we split.
Of course.
So
yeah.
like what I'm saying now is like, so take this with like all the context in the world. Like, so people listening to this, like I didn't feel like this right away, but like she's moved on, she's with somebody, and the only thing that crosses my mind is how is this dude around my kids?
That's all I care about.
Yeah.
And
That's
if he's
literally all I care
and
about.
he's solid. Like
Yeah.
I met the dude, solid. Like her, like Cassie, like she seems like she's happy, and like in my mind, the kids can't be happy unless mom and dad are both happy. They both, and like whether we're together or not.
Yep.
So like if she's not happy in her relationship, then I'm not going to support it, because if she's not happy, then the kid's not going to be happy.
Right.
So it's just where we're at now. It's just like it reminds me that like it took a while to get where we're at.
Oh, I didn't always have that clarity either.
Yeah.
Trust me, there was a while where I was, full of some vile vitriol, and I'm well past that. I wish everybody well, her well, him. All I've ever said is, and to my kids, do you like him? Is he nice to? Yeah. So that
cool.
I don't give a shit about anything else.
Nope.
It's all I care about. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, that's always a tough situation. I'm come from divorced parents, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I mean, most people do, right? What's it? It's like 52% or something.
That's why I said would you recommend it? Just out the gate, right? Without factoring in anything else, you're 50% chance of getting divorced.
Right.
You're already in the hole by half.
Yeah.
Before you even fucking get started. You know what I mean? And then add, so do the real statistics. What are the real statistics? Let's say the people that stay married that are miserable, what's the percentage there? 20%? So you're at 70 now. That's not a happy fucking lifestyle. You know what I mean?
How many people?
But you gotta look. You gotta look. It's true. It's true. Those people are miserable. Maybe 20% of the people of the 50% are miserable that stay together. But then what about the 20% of people that don't have a significant other and they're miserable too? Right?
Facts.
It's gotta be both sides of that.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Fair.
And to add to that, how many? And we don't need to say no names, but we all have friends outside of this room that are fucking miserable, and it. Like it's like a joke. Like, oh, Joe's wife sucks. Yeah. He hates her. But like that's real life.
Yeah.
Imagine going home to that.
Yeah. No. Well, you gotta. You got to cut your losses, I guess, eventually, right? I mean, we only got one of these.
No.
We only got one of these lives.
Yeah.
And to spend it miserable, that ain't the way.
No, there's a lot of people I know that don't, for financial reasons, for the kids.
Well, if there's a reason, then that must have way more than the reason I want to be happy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I would have saved my family for my family. I would have stuck in there miserable. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because I believed in that traditionalism.
Yep.
I'm happy it worked out the way it did, because I'm happy and she's happy. Where everybody's happy. Kids don't know a different life. They've only known this life because they were so young when it happened. This is normal to them now. You know what I mean? So and they have two loving parents. So, but
yeah, and like my situation, like I don't know how to explain this, but like I kind of put myself in the situation, like. And I'm just, I guess, being a man and taking responsibility, but also at the same time, you don't do things just to do them, if that makes sense. So, like, I'm not trying to put blame on her in the relationship or anything like that, but, like, we all do things for certain reasons. We have a reason why we do things. Mm-hmm. And I guess it just, by the things that I was doing, and not that it's an excuse or anything, but it just kind of once reminded me, like, hey, like, I want to have kids. I didn't really know if marriage was the best thing for me, and just because I probably wasn't ready, like to just be with her, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And she got pregnant, and then like the right thing to do is to get married, and not saying that like I regret it or any of that other stuff, but take some time.
I don't want to use the word regret, or I'm not trying to trash anybody or slam anybody. I think like everybody's happy now, but just in hindsight, I don't think I would ever do it again.
No, I wouldn't.
I didn't want to do it the first time.
Knowing what I know now, I would have been like, let's have let's get through this. Let's have our kid. Like let's have kids, and then
see what happens. Yeah.
Like and want to get married, not just be like, let's get married because we're having a kid.
But like I said too, like you got the kid, you're married. Right, as soon as you have the kid, you're fucking married.
You're done.
And there would be some legal battle unless you were very.
For sure.
So part of my reasoning for speaking the way I am is my absolute loathing of attorneys and blood-sucking lawyers. But I suppose you'd have a legal battle on your hand, even if you weren't married, just for custody. It would be a little bit less of a battle, but it would still be a battle.
Yeah, custody though, and child support, that'd all be the same no matter what. Right.
Yeah. And I did get lucky in that aspect, because once you establish residency, you have 90 days to wait, and if nobody contests the marriage, then you're divorced. So I leased a house really quickly
without even filing.
So when you file after, but we can date it to like, hey, Brandon can show proof that he signed a lease, and I just provided my lease. Hey, it was like December 2nd. So from December 2nd, we had 90 days to wait.
Understood.
And if both of us still want to go through with it, you know, we can. And that's what we did. And it was able to go that way because both of us just sat down, and I was like, I'll take all the debt because I'm in a position to where I could probably get out of this get out from under this sooner than you could. And all I ask is that you just work with me on everything else.
Custody.
Don't take me for child support. Right. Let's figure it out. Let's not do custody. Let's just figure it out. Yep. And she was a man, you know, she stuck to her words.
That's great.
She stuck to her words.
That's
and,
amazing.
And we don't have, like, I'd send her money. I cash app her. If she needs more, she lets me know.
That's amazing.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. You don't usually hear stories like that.
No, that's rare.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
So it's, I mean, I got really, really lucky.
I guess there's a multitude of reasons why I say specifically marriage, because you can be in a long-term relationship. You can obviously still have children outside, but I guess it's the traditional vows, till death do you part, for better or worse. That fucking never applies. When does that ever fucking apply?
No, never.
The moment things get better somewhere else, someone's leaving. You know
Jumping
what I mean?
on that train and they're gone. Yep. Because, I mean...
I'm not saying it's always her. Sometimes it's him. But when shit gets better, someone's usually leaving. You know? And...
You know,
find a better offer.
When you look at it that way, it's supposed to be no matter what you do or what she does. Like, fuck it, we're together. Right. But like you said, you know, we were together for almost a decade, and she's really all I knew since I got hurt. And come speak, and like I'd be lying if I didn't say that I let it get to my head a little bit, you know what I mean? Because like all I was, like not all I was, but like I was just this fucking Marine, you know what I mean? Right. And then you get put on the stage, and then it's just like, oh shit. And I don't know, I guess that like I said, I always wanted to have kids, and my kids are the greatest thing in the world. You know, so
I'm sure you've told the story a million times over, but for our viewers, for our listeners, can you give us a brief summary of exactly what you went through? What happened?
What year was it?
Of course, yeah.
Is it 13 years now?
Yeah, so it'll be 13 years on the 29th, November 29, 2010.
Wow.
It's quite an amazing story. The part that is so powerful to me is you were helping a friend who had stepped on an IED, correct? You were on your way there with a gurney.
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy because for whatever reason, and I'll let you guys read some stuff. My platoon commander actually emailed me the write up of the award, like what he wrote in his own words to submit me for some stuff, and I was able to read that recently and to go back and read it. Like if I didn't know that my name was attached to it, I'd be like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? And I'll let you guys check that out, but like. When I look at it, knowing that my name's like on that paper, it's just like, oh, I was just doing my job. Like, that's what they fucking, you know what I mean? Like, if you were laying on the other side of the hill and you had your legs blown off, I bet you he wouldn't think twice about coming to get you.
He might.
Well, only because you call me gay a lot.
Yeah, well.
If you didn't call me gay so much, I'd come get you.
Yeah.
He might try to come and stick something in me. That's what I'll try to do.
Yeah.
Even with missing legs, he'd be making gay jokes.
Well, maybe he finds out he has a thing for amputees, which is real.
Yeah, that is a real thing. That is a real thing.
It's real, trust me. And so, you know, we're in Afghanistan, we have our FOB, our forward operating base on top of a hill. We have great vision of all the villages that surround us, and our job was basically to keep the Taliban out of the area and help the locals kind of just live normal everyday life. All they wanted to do was just not be like tormented, killed, you know, stolen, taken for hostage, like robbed, everything you could think of from the Taliban. They just wanted to be left alone. And they knew that we were there to help them. And 99% of them wanted us there. You know what I mean? Like there's this common like misconception that like they didn't want us there, and that like there are still people today in America that think that we were like at war with the country. It's like we didn't go to war with in Afghanistan.
Yeah, you're fighting Taliban.
Like people just like we have here. You know what I mean? You got the police, and then you have, you know, the 1% of people that just suck and want to make life shitty for everybody else. Except over there, they're like cutting heads off. Like they have no morals. So we were we had our fob, and then on one of the other villages up on the other side of the hill, we decided to set up like another little base in this house that was inside of this village, and we would rotate every week with our other section. I was in a mortar platoon with 1st Battalion, 8th Marines out of Camp Lejeune, and there was about 50 of us, Section 1, Section 2. We would rotate, we would split. One would be at the base, one would be at the house. We'd run missions. And we had a squad of Marines doing a security patrol, and within like 10 minutes of them being out, one of our Marines stepped on an IED, an improvised explosive device. And at the time, you hear the explosion. At this point, we were about 3 months into the deployment. We had found roughly like an IED a day, so like 90 IEDs in the first 90 days.
Just found them, but
not step.
Yeah,
so,
wow.
well, that includes like if somebody stepped on it, I call that finding it. You know what I mean? So, but we had
Finding it the hard way.
yeah. We had a couple guys step on them, couple guys, some Afghan guys, but it was about like one a day we were finding them.
Wow.
And anywhere from like
And that's the Taliban that were planting them.
yeah, and we would find them sometimes by we'd hear an explosion, and then we would go and look, and it would be the Taliban putting in an IED, and they blew themselves
That
up.
happens quite frequently, yeah.
Literally,
What is an? I mean, like specifically, what is an IED? Is it
Okay.
like a pipe bomb could be an IED.
could be, yeah. So what they used, and it's funny. The Marine Corps is great,
Isn't
and
it
we
usually
use
a warhead, like an actual projectile? that
Not
can
always.
Unscrew the top off? No?
not always, but we found a couple. And if you find those, that's I mean
Big,
that,
right?
that's typically it's like a Russian like tank shell.
Yeah.
They'll pack it with explosives, all that good stuff. But a lot of the times it would just be like a pressure cooker, or like think of like a gallon jug of milk. But they would be yellow or red, and it'd be anywhere from like 8 to 20 pounds. 8 to 20 pounds of homemade explosives will blow off a limb or two and maybe kill you. And the acronym that the Marine Corps used to teach us, because we're so smart about what is in IEDs, is anal, because everybody loves anal and everybody's going to remember it. Ammonium nitrate.
Go ahead, Frankie. Go ahead.
Yeah, I see. Look, he's getting hard.
He's getting
That beer's moving. But anyways, ammonium
Not
nitrate.
far.
You know,
Ain't moving far.
Okay.
I got something for it. Ammonium nitrate and aluminum. So fertilizer and aluminum.
Yep.
You mix those two together. You add a blasting cap, some det cord, and a switch. And a switch being a pressure plate or a remote detonator, a pull string. The ones that we mainly had were pressure operated, so you step on it, and pull string was huge. So no shit, there'd be a fucking string attached to this fucking bomb, and there'd be a dude or a girl 30, 50, 100 feet away at the end of the string waiting for you to walk by, and they pull the string and it goes off. Like crazy. There were ones that we found with tank shells made. They were like on the bank of a hill, and they were kind of angled up. So when you would walk by, they would just literally be like at your waist, and they would just cut you in half.
Could I just stop you? You said a girl. Was that done for
the day that I got hurt, we had a squad doing a little security patrol. We hear an explosion right away. We know either, one of three things happened. Taliban putting in an IED, blew themselves up. A local stepped on an IED, or one of our Marines stepped on an IED. So you grab the radio, you start listening. Hey, Lance Corporal Chavis stepped on an IED. He's missing both of his legs. We need a medevac and we need some support. So grab a stretcher, grab my rifle, grab a couple guys. We call in the 9 line, which is just like, us communicating to the medevac, like where we're at, the type of injuries, how urgent it is, if there's an ambush, like are they going to be flying into contact, like all that good stuff. Just basically 9 lines of information to let them know what they're getting themselves into. So we call for that. The medevac's a couple minutes out. We get down to where the blast site is, and there's one entry and one exit in this compound. And I can see where Lance Corporal Chavis is, and he's laying on the ground, missing both of his legs. He's not in a good spot. He needs, some support. Yeah, we got to get him out of there. And the best thing we could do is probably get him away from the blast site, because where there's one IED, there's probably going to be 10 more. That's just how they work. They know, especially, with Marines. I can only speak for the Marine Corps, but like we're not going to leave somebody,
right?
Whether they're dead or not. Even if he's dead, we're going in and getting him, bringing him out. So they know.
They know that, yeah. We're
going to keep sending people in. So as a leader, because at this time I was a corporal, 21 years old. I was a squad leader, and now I shared duties as a section leader with another Marine, because one of the Marines that we had with us that was our section leader started smoking opium.
Is that prevalent over there,
bro?
Right?
That's
And they
like-
have the best. Don't they have
Dude,
the best?
That's like ground zero for opium.
It's-
Don't they have the best? They have the best stuff,
Dude, I'm
right?
pretty sure, and I'm sure somebody will fact check this, but at one
That's
point,
our fact checker over there.
at one point, like 80% of the world's heroin came from
yeah.
the Middle East, Afghanistan, or
Dude, not for
something.
nothing. It seemed like after our campaign in Afghanistan, that's when the opioid problem started getting crazy.
Crazy,
over here,
right? Dude,
coincidentally, I don't know.
These people were taking black tar opium and like chewing it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like we would go and get into firefights, and we would go do our BDA, battle damage assessment, check out like all the shit that we fucked up, all the bad guys that died, get all the intel, and you would go on a rooftop where these guys were sitting, and there'd be all these insulin syringes all over.
Wow.
They're just sitting up on the rooftop shooting up dope. You shoot them, 5-6 times, and they still keep coming, and because they're all hied up. You know what I mean? That's all they did. So crazy.
Wow.
But he decided he wanted to start doing some opium and stuff, which was not a good mix, because like they actively tried to like take over our base. Like zero chance of that happening, but they were dumb and they would try to do it. So like we're in situations where like you have to be on point 24/7.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not hide out of your mind.
Yeah, no way.
And instead of like I'm pretty sure we didn't get him like kicked out of the Marine Corps, but like we got him out of where we were at.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be
liability,
yeah,
right?
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's just not the time and place.
Right.
So me and another Marine were sharing.
Well, how you got to ask, like, how is he obtaining this from the locals, from the friendlies?
Oh yeah. And yeah. So you got to think we had 20 Afghan army soldiers that lived with us. Okay, so these Afghan army soldiers that lived with us on base, they could get up and go and go down.
Do their thing.
Go down in the village, do their thing. Them guys are probably doing it. So we kind of had that connection, and it just wasn't a good thing. And I guess it's pretty prevalent. Like a lot of guys are doing that over there. Like it's just, and they had like how like you could be just walking and you would see like we have cornfields. They'd have like poppy and weed, all of those. Poppy, like I have a book at home that my guys made for me after I got hurt, and like the picture on the front is one of my Marines standing in front of like a 12-foot tall like weed plant.
Wow.
Just standing there.
Now, is most of that for export, or does that stay in country and they use it over there?
Honestly, I don't know.
Right.
I'm
Well,
guessing
like I
it'd
just
have to
said
be
though,
both.
right? They during that time they
would
started
think
getting
as
crazy
much
over here.
as
No.
you hear about it over there, you would think they got to be exporting some of that, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think
yeah.
we got that's part of it. Right?
My understanding is that like these people farm this stuff for like pennies on the dollar what it's sold for. And they do it for the Taliban. So basically the Taliban will come in and say, you're going to farm all this poppy and all this weed, and we need this much of it by the end of the year. If you don't do this, we're going to kill your whole village, but we'll pay you $500 instead of $500,000 what it's worth. And then that's how they fund their operation.
Terror, pretty much.
Yeah, and selling the dope, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So, I mean, that's my understanding of it. At least that's how it was explained to us back in 2010.
It's the Middle East cartel, really.
Exactly.
Basically.
Yeah. And, it was just everywhere. And, on that day, November 29th, Lance Corporal Chavis steps on that IED. We get down to the blast site, and I look behind me, and the helicopter's probably like 3-4 minutes out, and one of my Marines is standing behind me. His name's Lance Corporal Hagen, Timothy Hagen, black dude, lives in Texas. And the reason I'm telling you this is because there's a point that I'm trying to make. Lance Corporal Chavis is a Lumbee Indian. So he's from Lumberton, North Carolina. He's like literally Native American.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like grew up on an Indian tribe. I'm some white dude from Western Pennsylvania, and then I got a black dude that's behind me that followed me. So you got the white dude getting the Indian with the black dude behind me, and the black dude behind me decided that he loved his brothers so much that he wasn't going to put shoes on. He wasn't going to put a shirt on. He fucking ran through Afghanistan in barefoot with some pants and a rifle.
Wow, that's awesome.
When I turn around, I'm like, bro, like,
Get out of here.
Yeah. And he was just like, what do you want me to do? You told me you needed people.
Wow.
And like, there's not roads and shit. Yeah. Like, it's just like goat trails. And he's just like, it just blew my mind. And when I saw that, that's when I was just.
You guys, the guy behind you were in the FOB and heard that and just bolted you down. So it was pretty close proximity.
Pretty close, couple hundred meters. Gotcha. Yeah, a couple hundred meters. So it was actually like right in between the house that we were living in and the fob. So we have our fob up on top of the hill, the village is over here, the house is, and then like the explosion's like right here. Gotcha. So it's almost like right in the middle. Which,
well, if you're so close, you can kind of observe this and see this. Are these guys sneaking in at night and burying these things? How are they doing it?
Yeah, I mean, there's blind spots everywhere. Gotcha. There's like, they're so fucking smart. Like, as dumb as they are, like, they're just, you got to think like we came into their hometown.
It's their area.
Listen, if it wasn't for stupid smart, we wouldn't have a podcast.
Yeah, true. We wouldn't have a fucking Marine Corps either. But it's just like, like if anybody came to America and tried to invade our country, I firmly believe that they would stand no chance.
No way.
And not because of the military, but because of the people that are here.
So they say there's a gun behind every blade of grass.
There's just no way. And it's like the Taliban, like that's kind of like their thing. Like they know every inch of their land. They grew up in those mountains. Like they know. So like they know the blind spots. They know when you can see them and when you can't see them. And it got to a point to where they were just so good at it that like they'd be driving on a moped. There'd be two dudes and you wouldn't even see them, but the moped would come through and a dude would drop off like a piece of the IED into the dirt without you seeing it. And then another dude would come by like 3 hours later, drop another piece. And then another dude would come by like 3 hours later, drop another piece. And then at fucking 3 a.m, when you're not paying attention, Joe will come and put all the pieces together and put it together. And then the next day you have an IED in the ground that wasn't there the day before and you just had no idea. Like and the reason we found this stuff is because we got them on camera doing this shit. Like we would see it after the fact. We'd be like, why does this dude coming through here every day at the same time? And then we'd notice, oh, he's dropping this. And then we'd go down and there'd be 3 or 4 pieces of an IED that isn't put together yet. Yep. Crazy stuff.
Wow.
So, I'm standing there and I'm looking at Hagen and I'm like, what's my next move? Like, what do I do? I'm in a position of leadership. I'm a corporal. I'm a squad leader, I'm a section leader, whatever it is. And I could have been like, oh shoot, I gotta walk this helicopter in, I gotta walk the medevac in, I gotta make sure they're good. Hagen, you should probably go in and grab him so that I can make sure that that everything's, good whenever the helicopter lands, like some and the reason I say that,
sure, send the black guy.
I mean, and it's for an Indian dude, so we're not wasting a white guy. But anyway, no, I'm kidding. But
as long as there was no water between you and him.
Exactly. Yeah. No, we're good. So I'm like what is expected of me right now? And most people would probably expect me not to go in and get him. They're gonna be like, oh, send in somebody, like it's the Marine Corps, like seniority, like that's just how it fucking goes.
A subordinate,
you know what I mean? And that's just how, unfortunately, that's how it is in the real world too. I mean, there are some cases where I feel like being a leader, you can't tell somebody to do something if you haven't done it yourself first.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I agree.
And even though this situation wasn't the first time that I did something like this, but it just felt like the responsibility was on me. Like my job is to protect my Marines, to get them home. So,
is there like an eerie dead silence at this time, or is it?
Yeah,
doesn't time sort of slow down in situations like this, or no?
It's so crazy because like I feel like this whole situation took like 5 hours, and it literally was over in 10 minutes.
Wow.
Like crazy, like the timing, like bang, bang, helicopter just happened to be right there, medevac, like it was all so quick, and it felt like it was just hours of time because, this wasn't the first time that we were going in to get somebody. This wasn't the first time that I was going to be around somebody or close to somebody that stepped on an IED. This wasn't going to be the first time, that we got to call a medevac in and put somebody on a stretcher and put them up and hope that they fucking make it. You know what I mean?
Do you get numb to it?
It gets to a point, yeah. Like I wouldn't say like numb, but like it's just like, hey, you wake up in the morning and you drink some coffee. You wake up in Afghanistan, you get your legs blown off, or somebody gets shot, or you know what I mean? Like something's gonna happen. You're gonna have some little kid step on an IED, and you're gonna have to load some fucking 10-year-old on a helicopter or treat them because they're missing an arm and they have no idea what the hell's going on. You know what I mean? Right. And it's crazy to say that now because like it's just become like second. And you got to think like I'm just in the regular Marine Corps. I'm not like a Navy SEAL. I'm not like a fucking.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this is shit we're seeing as regular Marines. So, I mean, when I was looking at him, he's probably 30 feet away from me, Chavis, and I can see him, and I'm like,
he's conscious.
He's conscious, and he's laying there, and he's missing his leg. He's pretty jacked up above the knee, so both of them are like right at the knee, right above the knee, and there's like three other Marines on the other side that were around the blast when it happened, but they're kind of jacked up too. Like they're not missing limbs or anything, but they just took a significant blast. Their heads rocked. They don't really know what's going on. So we're trying to get them to just make sure that he's like stable, like do as much as they can. We have like med kits on our body armor. Crazy stuff. Doesn't feel good, but it'll save your life.
Yeah.
So we try to, encourage some of that stuff. And then through my mind, all I'm thinking is I got to get to him, put him on a stretcher, then drag him out. By the time I do that, the helicopter will be landed. I'll have a couple Marines on this side, grab the stretcher. They can put him on the helicopter, take off. He'll be good to go. Like it's like clockwork. You know what I mean? They do this all the time. So I'm thinking, I got 30 steps to go. 30 steps between me and him. I've been involved in other explosions, other situations where I was the guy in front of or the guy behind somebody that stepped on an IED. So I've become like pretty close, like pretty intimate with these things to where it was just like, it got to a point to where like if we would see them, instead of maybe calling EOD, explosive ordnance disposal, to come and take this IED out of the ground, we would maybe just go around it and be like, fuck it, we'll get it later. And it just became such like a normal thing.
Yeah.
And I thought, left step, right step, try to see if there's any other footsteps going from me to him that I could just follow. And this field had just been like plowed. And I'm like, that's the worst. Like, how the fuck are you even in there to begin with? Like, why are we walking through this field? Just been plowed. You know what I mean? Like, prime real estate for IEDs because all the ground is disturbed.
It's fresh, yeah.
So like at least if you're in a path, you can see, oh shit, that looks pretty dug up, pretty fresh. They might have put something there. But in a field that just got plowed, you can't really tell. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna start walking. Whatever happens, happens. Hopefully I don't step on an IED. If I do, what it's going to do is just, I know Chavis or Hagen's coming in right behind me. So, like, I'll be good. You know, somebody's going to come to get me. Eventually get to him, we'll be good. So I got the stretcher in my left hand, rifle in my right arm. I start walking in towards him. And the rifle that I had was a Mark 12. It had a suppressor on it, a scope. It was full auto and semi. And I remember walking, take that first step, nothing happens. I'm like, all right, cool. Say to myself, I got like 29 steps to go. I take another step, nothing happened. All right, good to go. I got like 28 more to go. I can see Chavis, he's still awake. I can hear them talking about the medevac being a couple minutes out. I'm like, all right, good timing. It's going to work out perfect. You know, we're going to be good. Take one more step, and as soon as it was my left foot touched the ground, boom, explosion. And I thought that Chavis or Hagen, the Marine that was behind me, had stepped on an IED. And I was just taking part of the blast, because that had happened to me on a couple other occasions. And I'm on the ground, and this time it felt a little different. Like I really couldn't breathe. Like it wasn't like, if an IED almost feels like you get the wind knocked out of you. You know what I mean? Like if you're around it, not when you step on it. But this time it felt different. It was just like, it felt like my insides were like just getting ready to explode. Wow. And I remember I couldn't breathe. And I'm like, oh shit, I got to get up. You know what I mean? I got to go. And I try to get up, and I can't get up. And I can't see anything because there's dust everywhere. Yeah. I can't see shit. I literally just stepped on this bomb, but I didn't know it. So I'm like, all right, cool. Wait 10 seconds.
I would have thought for sure you would say you have no recollection of it.
It's
you have a recollection.
Dude, it's crazy. It's nuts. Yeah. It's absolutely insane. I remember getting on the helicopter, and then after that it was it. But I remember laying there, and I'm trying to get up, and I can't get up, and then my chest starts hurting. You know, I collapsed both of my lungs. I had a
pain right away though.
Oh yeah, it was weird because it hurt, but it wasn't like
more shock.
Yeah. Like, I mean, obviously I should have been like, oh fuck, like screaming, right, like, you know what I mean? Like, let's be real. But I think that it had just kicked in so quickly, because like, I mean, I'd lost my, like, it was not a good spot.
You're visually taking this in. You know your legs are gone.
No, not yet. Not yet. So I try to stand up, and I can't get up, and then the dust starts to settle, and then that's when I look down, and my left leg's gone below the knee, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then my right leg is still there. It's amputated all the way up to the hip now. So like, I have nothing on the right side. It's called a hip disarticulation. Mm-hmm. It's not very common. There's a few of us that have it, but literally I'm nothing. I got an ass cheek, and that's it. When I looked down, my right foot, my heel was where my toes were. It was turned, and my femoral artery had been cut. Like, my leg was it was just basically torn apart, and I'm like, oh shit, this isn't good. And then trigger finger got blown off. My pinky was hanging, but my arms were broken. Collapsed both my lungs. I couldn't see, like I could see, but I couldn't. Like, there was so much shrapnel in my face. Some of my teeth got knocked out. I had shrapnel in my eyes.
Jesus.
And I was just like, damn, this is it. And then, you know, like you see in like movies, people are like, oh, I'm getting cold. That's fucking real.
You got cold.
I was just like you. It almost felt like I could feel the like life getting sucked out. Like, it's like I had 2 minutes, and then I had a minute and a half, and then I had a minute, and then I could feel it getting sucked out of me. Wow. And I had that moment where my corpsman came over, and Navy corpsman is like a nurse, a doctor, and in the Navy, and they're specialized in treating combat wounds, and every Marine Corps platoon that's in combat will have a corpsman with them. So we had a couple of them, and my corpsman happened to come over. He comes sprinting down.
Came right over, didn't give a fuck. He was like you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Didn't give a shit. And it's crazy. His last name is Angel. So Doc Angel. Fucking nuts. Todd Angel lives down in Florida. He's got a company now where he like literally teaches people how to keep people alive and like law enforcement, stuff like that. He got a silver star. Got a silver star.
Should get a silver.
Not and not just for say like just other shit that he did, which we'll talk about that. But he comes over, and we're like boys, you know what I mean? And like, you know how you just like know the look on somebody's face, like one of your boys' face when you know you fucked up, like whatever the situation, like maybe you drank a little too much, or like you just know he looked at me and I'm like, man, I fucked up. Like, I know I fucked up. And he's like, you're going to be good. We got you. And I'm like, you know when somebody's lying to you. You know what I mean? And I'm like, all right.
Men do at least.
Yeah, I know right away. I know it. I'm like, man, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? This is 21 years of my life. Up to this point in my life,
I should correct that before I get attacked by women. Men know when another man is looking at them and he's fucking getting bullshitted. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
you know for sure.
Oh no, and the women too. But anyway,
Yeah, well, yeah.
But he knew. You know what I mean? Like and I knew, and he knew he was lying to me.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure he'd tell you this to this day, and everybody else that was around, because he was like, man, you're in a bad spot. And like I'm kind of one of those people where, like, I don't know, I guess you wouldn't say it was weird, but like the fact that I made it through it, like I'll randomly hit him up and be like, I want you to tell me what I look like. Like, what did it look like? I want to know what I look like. You know what I mean? At that time.
Do you become a priority over Chavez? Are you worse, or are you both priority, or
So,
are you closer to people that can assist? I mean, I never served, so I don't know. How does what is protocol there?
Yeah. So basically, no one's more, I guess whoever's hurt worse is how we would triage. Like, you know, hey, who's more fucked up? Who do we got to get to first? But in this case, we had enough Marines around, enough people that just didn't give a fuck, that it was just like, hey, we'll stay with Rumbaugh. You go get Chavis. Like, nobody, there was no hesitation. It was it's like crazy to think about.
It is.
You know what I mean? To where, like, it's just like like it was just like next guy up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it was just like clockwork. But literally, as that was happening, I saved my life was that I didn't have to wait very
The
long.
helicopter's on its way.
Yeah,
And I would imagine the reason that can come in is because you're not taking fire. He would never land if you were taking fire. You're just dealing with IEDs, right?
100%. And there was an actual doctor, like a legit doctor on this helicopter, which doesn't happen all the time either. So like, you might get, usually you're not getting a doctor. We got an actual doctor. And what's even crazier is the doctor that was on that helicopter lives in Pittsburgh, and we met after, and we were both on the board of the same like veteran nonprofit. Like, it's fucking wild about how we met. Like, he's like, we were randomly at this meeting. We didn't know who each other was, and he was like looking at me weird, and he's like, take your shirt off. I'm like, yo, I'm not in Marine Corps. We're not doing gay shit no more. And he's like, no, you got this tattoo here and this one here. He's like, I picked you up with another Marine. You were in this part in Afghanistan. He's like, you were fucked up. We brought you back. We got you to the hospital. He's like, when we got you to the hospital, you were dead. And then we had to bring you back, and like crazy shit.
Wow.
And he ends up opening a private practice in Pittsburgh. Like crazy.
That's
crazy.
Amazing. The world's smaller than we think.
Yeah, crazy. So, you know, I'm laying there, and a lot of shit's going through my mind. And you got to think at this point, you know, I was born in Philadelphia, just outside of Philadelphia, moved to Pittsburgh, just outside of Pittsburgh in the country when I was like 6. And then from 6 to 14, you know, I lived with my parents. And at 14, 15, I moved out on my own. Just, you know, typical, like I have a good relationship with my dad now. You know what I mean? Like, we get along and stuff, but like, you know, when you move out at 14 or 15, you probably don't have a good relationship with your parents. You know what I mean? But, you know, just typical, you know, grew up with nothing, you know, grew up in a house our rent was like $250 a month, you know, didn't have a car growing up. Like, we were just dirt poor, you know what I mean? And could do whatever I wanted, like no repercussion for anything. Even though like I never really got in trouble, I just like never got caught doing it. I was one of those type of kids where like I did what I had to do in school, played sports, I partied.
You were good at crime.
Exactly. I like, you know, like I wasn't a dummy. Like, you know what I mean? Like I would have been doing other stuff, I probably would have been way better, way off. You know what I mean? But so, you know, I've been on my own since I was 15, bounced around, and then joined the Marine Corps at 18 because I didn't, like, if I stayed where I was at, it was like jail, sell dope, or you know what I mean, be a deadbeat, you know what I mean? And It's like, fuck it, there's a war going on. Why not? You know what I mean? And the end goal was, hey, I'm going to go to the Marine Corps, do my time, get the GI Bill, and then I can go to college. I don't have to worry about debt, get paid. I'll be 22 years old, freshman in college, with all this money. It's going to be amazing. You know what I mean? And then obviously all that other BS happens. But
from what I hear, that's kind of how they sell it to you too. No,
dude, it's prime.
I hear they sell it to you like you're going to be a general. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, it's listen. You know, you get to travel the world, and you get to do this, and you get to do that, and like, you're a dummy if you think that that's really what's going to happen. You know what I mean? If they have to give you a $10,000 signing bonus to get you to join, I promise you, you're not going to like what's going to come after that. I promise you.
But did you fall into that? Did you believe the hype?
Not necessarily, because I knew that I was like I told them I was not signing a contract unless I was guaranteed infantry. So like, they don't have to guarantee you a job. Like, they can say, hey, you qualify for this, this, and this. But you can go into the military on like an open contract, to where like you literally go to boot camp and they're like,
pick where you go.
They're like, hey, you're going to be a cook, or you're going to do this, or like, we need, you know, guys to run drones, or, you know, we need fuelers or whatever. And I was like, listen, I want to be in the infantry. There's a war going on, Iraq, Afghanistan. Like, that's what I want to do. Like, I couldn't see myself just doing like a 9-to-5 job. Like, I played sports and like, you know, all that other types. Like, I couldn't see myself just like clocking in and clocking out. Like, the Marine Corps infantry was appealing because the way they told us or sold it to us was like, your job is to stay in shape and to be ready to fight. And it's like, well, what do you can only do, like, what's Monday through Friday look like? You wake up in the morning at 5:30 and you run 5 miles or you run 25 miles. And there were mornings where we would run fucking 20 miles, and it'd be on a Friday, and you wouldn't be able to get out of bed to go to work until Monday. You know what I mean? Like, just wild stuff just crazy stuff. But when I was going through, like, I kind of knew what I was getting into the aspect of like, I'm going to be in the infantry. And if you know anything about the Marine Corps infantry, it's just like, you get hand-me-downs. You're a branch of the Navy. So like, we don't even, like, we get the Army's hand-me-downs. Like, people don't realize that. Like,
explain that.
Like, weapons, gear, like all that stuff. Like, a lot of our stuff is historically been secondhand, passed down from the Army or.
See, I thought I
thought
the
Marines were the
first in, last out.
That is, and we that is. You're 100% correct, but you can look up videos on this and watch. There's like a whole like mindset behind why we are the way the Marine Corps is the way it is, and why they purposely.
I'm watching a video. It's going to be on Air Force Amy.
That's true. Oh, dude,
you know her?
She messaged me.
Yeah,
I swear, I'm gonna go through my IG and bring up that DM. But it was just like, hey, thank you for your service. Like,
that's great.
And I remember, yeah, she out in Vegas.
At the Bunny Ranch, right?
Yeah, dude, I promise you.
That's great, man.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
great.
she wasn't like invite me. She was just like, hey, thank you.
Yeah, well, that's what it meant.
Yeah.
You said it without saying it.
Yeah, that's funny. What was I talking about?
Sorry, I threw you off.
No.
Video. You can watch videos on, like you were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Marines get the hand-me-downs.
Yeah, hand-me-downs.
From
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Army, which I never realized.
Yeah. And there's like, it's like a whole psychological thing. Like, you give the Marine Corps the bare minimum, and you make us like, you make it aware. You make them aware.
Right.
Like, we could get you better shit, but this is what you do. This is what, like, you make do. You know what I mean? So when you do get the good shit, you're ready to fucking go.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's almost like, it was like a pride. Like, we were proud of that. Like, knowing.
What are do you, off the top of your head, do you have any idea? What are the numbers like enlisted in the Marines? Army's got to be the biggest by far, right?
Army active duty. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Army's number one.
I know when I was going through, and this was like the height of the war, Iraq, Afghanistan, when I was in, there was like 170,000 active duty Marines.
Wow, that's a lot, no?
And
more than I would have thought. Way
170,000 active duty, and there were over 500,000 active duty Army. So I think, and if I had to guess, it's probably the same. But I'm saying I'd have to say the Army's 3 to 4 times. Their numbers are probably 3 to 5 times higher.
Wow. Well, that's what I would have thought, but that's still a higher number than I thought. I guess for.
Yep. And that number
Marines.
Fluctuates. I'd bet that the Marine Corps is at 130 right now.
Yeah.
Because I've been told that they're, just trying to do away with like combat Marines. They're getting back to like more professional. Like, because wars, the people that are in there now, they think that these wars are they're not going to be fought on the ground. They're going to be fought either in the air
Drones
with technology.
and stuff,
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we all know you're still going to need
grunt work,
Boots on the ground, right?
grunts, right? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
But so like when I went in, like I kind of knew. So like there was the only thing that was promised to me was like shit's gonna suck. You know what I mean? But like I knew I was like at the time I was just like I want to stay in while there's a war going on. Yeah. I don't want to be part of the Marine Corps when there's not, because you hear horror stories about like just being in the infantry in the Marine Corps when there's nothing going on, and it's just like.
But I mean, since 2000, there's been something going on now, right? For the most part.
I feel like there's always going to be something going on,
Yeah.
especially for like even now.
America's got a propensity for getting in other people's business, so there will always be something going on.
If there's something in it, if there's a way for us to make money, you know what I mean?
I want to ask you about that down the road, but I want to, and it's my fault. I keep cutting
Yeah.
you off, and we
No,
get
no.
sidetracked. Back to your story. You're laying on the ground. You got a guy working on you. Chavez is still hurt. The helicopter's just landed.
Yep. And
how
then,
do you get from there? I'm assuming there's got to be a first aid base nearby.
Yeah, so they took us to, I think it was like a 45-minute flight.
How do they get you in the helicopter?
Stretcher with, and,
So there's no more. The two IDs went off.
Yep.
You two and nobody
So
else was
nobody-
hit, and they
nobody
were able
else-
to load you up.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And
So
I
you
think,
and Chavez in the same chopper?
correct, we're in the same helicopter, and I'm pretty
You're
sure.
Pretty similar injuries, right?
Yeah,
Same-
pretty much the same.
Wow. Please tell me Chavez made it.
He did.
Great.
Yep, he did. He's not with us anymore. We'll get into that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Just like getting on the helicopter, two guys on each end of the stretcher, put us on, boom. As soon as we got on the helicopter, I passed out. And what I would assume is from pain meds. They probably finally
Yeah.
gave me all the
Morphine
good
or
stuff.
something,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I woke up 2 weeks later, back
2 weeks later.
2 weeks later, back in the U.S.
Back in the U.S.
in December.
Don't even have no recollection.
like December. It was
no,
almost 2 weeks, like December
Walter Reed?
10th.
so
Yeah.
no recollection.
Oh no, I went to from where and I just found a lot of this stuff out within like the last 3 or 4 years.
It's probably a good thing that you were probably you would have been
Oh.
in such excruciating pain.
Yeah, there's
probably the best thing that ever happened was they kept you sedated.
The pain
I guess.
probably would have killed me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just been like fucking kill me. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Man.
Because I couldn't even imagine. Like, thankful that.
So you don't remember the pain really?
Well, I'm sure
No.
even after 2
Wow.
weeks you had to be in pain when you woke up, right? There had
Oh,
to be pain, yeah.
there was-
They
yeah.
talk about ghost pains. You
Oh,
always
yeah,
hear-
phantom pain?
When
Yeah.
a phantom
Yeah.
pain. When a limb is missing, you like
Mhm.
wake up and try to itch something.
Dude, it's
that's
great.
not there.
It happens
right?
all the time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Still to this
Still,
day.
oh yeah,
Still to
yeah,
this day.
yeah, and like nerve pain.
Yep.
Wow.
The nerve pain is what sucks.
Yep.
It's like it's real bad in my hip. I'm supposed to take medication for it, but the medication,
Gabapentin.
yeah,
Don't take it.
dude, I took it
Bro,
for,
there's so much coming out
took
about
it for
that right
2
now.
years. When I first got hurt,
Gabapentin's bad stuff. Bro.
from 2010 to 2012, I
See
took
some
it.
of the articles coming out
And
on it now?
I told him, fuck. I said, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm not taking this
Don't
shit.
take it.
Wow.
It fucked me up.
Wow.
Like I was like in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Like it makes you put on
Fucks
weight.
with your mind.
Everything.
Yeah.
Like, and
I was on it for nerve pain with my back, and
I'd rather have the pain.
it didn't help. Listen, I probably would have stayed on it if it helped. It didn't help me at all. I nothing compared to you. I won't even get into it. But I had nerve pain
Yeah, it's-
traveling down my leg, so they put me on gas.
Same
It
thing.
didn't do anything.
No.
I took it for 60 days maybe, and I said, it doesn't do shit. I'm not taking it
And it
anymore.
probably-
And then
yep.
years later, I start reading these articles. I'm like, thank God it didn't help me.
Dude,
Well, they
it's-
kept taking it.
It's horrible. I tell, and people abuse it too.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that you could even.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know you could abuse it.
There's no high to it at all
I
ever got. Did you?
So no, I never did. But
Right.
I guess because the doses that we were prescribed were not meant for that. But the reason I know is because, and we can talk a little bit about this, and it's kind of what's going on currently now, like in my life, which it's a real big part of what's going on. But my sister would steal it.
Really?
And I guess if you take it in like high doses, it can it's almost like taking a painkiller.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I didn't realize it, but they were jacking it, and I didn't really know, because I was like, I didn't take this medication that much. You know what I mean? I was done with it. But yeah, that stuff was just it was not good.
Andrew, can you pull that up? Because I specifically, I can't remember why, but can you pull up some of the bad side effects that have recently been discovered, relatively recently, with gabapentin and exactly what that is. And while Andrew's looking that up,
How do you spell it?
Gabapentin. I don't know.
G-A-B.
G-A-B-A.
Pettin or Pettin.
There we go. That's as close as we're gonna get, pal. It's probably wrong.
I got prescribed that. I didn't take it.
Yeah.
Good. Don't.
I did like 30 days or 60 days, never took it again. But if you read some of the shit now, I think it's like messes with the chemical balance of your brain or something, or.
It's not a good medication.
No.
And
I forget what it was originally designed for. Because it's not what
not
what it was originally designed for.
Schizophrenia or something, probably.
Yeah.
Crazy. But, I mean, they had me on, at one point, it was like 10, 12 medications. Like crazy stuff.
But for just, did you have infections?
Yeah.
All that stuff? Yeah.
So,
Well, you originally had like 7
6
inches.
Yeah, 6, 7 inches in my right leg.
And they removed it later with the hip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because of an infection?
They gave me an infection during a surgery.
That happens often.
And it's kind of like one of those things where it's just like all the paperwork you sign when you go into the military, it's basically like you're not going to hold the military
responsible for anything, right?
Yeah. One time. And so when your bones break like that and you're part of an explosion and you're at a young age, your bones still continue to grow. So pieces of those bones can attach to like other like living cell, like tissue and stuff, and they continue to grow. So what they do is it's a common operation from the guys and girls that got hurt in the war. They go back in, open up your amputation, and they clean out that bone that it started to grow because it'll cause pain. They go in, and it's called HO is like the medical term for it. It's some big, long word. But they go in to clean it out. While they're doing that, they end up giving me MRSA during the surgery and closing me up.
Closed you up.
Yeah, so like I had staples, you know what I mean? And it got infected, and it broke open, and I remember, that
had to be painful too, no?
I was laying in bed, and I woke up one morning, because this was about a year and a half in, so I wasn't living in the hospital. I was in the hospital bed for
almost 2 years, weren't
you? 2 years, yeah.
Reed?
I was in a bed for like 6 months, probably.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I've been down to Walter Reed, actually, 2000.
You spoke there, didn't you?
I just hung out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had guys come through all the time.
Yeah,
It was pretty cool. Pretty cool if people would come through. You'd be down working out, just doing your rehab. And
these guys grappling and stuff too.
Dude, crazy. It's nuts. Yeah. So, what was I talking about?
How you got the MRSA?
Yeah. So I'm laying in bed, or I wake up, and I wake up one morning and I had an apartment right out on in Washington D.C. off of Georgia Ave, right near the hospital that the Marine Corps was paying for me, so I didn't have to live at the hospital. Kind of like start to like transition, you know what I mean, back to normal life. And I wake up in the morning and I'm like soaking wet, and I'm like thinking, I'm fucking heat, I'm sweating, whatever. And that's when I throw the blanket off, and I see that my incision's starting to come open a little bit. It's super infected. There's stuff coming out. Bed's wet. Yeah, so they take me to the hospital. They take me in there, and I'm like putting pressure on my leg. And I'll never forget this. It's like Army doc comes in, and he's like a second lieutenant, probably like still in med school or something. And he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I show him, and he like looks at me, then he looks down, and he throws up in a garbage can, and then walks out. And I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" And then sure enough, like you hear like shit go off, and they send somebody in, and they rush me back to surgery. And then I have no idea what's going on. They're like, "Hey, we have to take you to emergency surgery." They still don't tell me what's going on. Just, "Hey, you got an infection." And then I wake up after the surgery, and I have no part of my right leg.
Wow.
After I'd been walking and.
Yeah, you went through all that hell, and now you got to go through it again.
Wow.
Yeah, so but I didn't. I refused to. I told him to fuck off. I'm like, why? You know what I mean? I was defeated at that point. Because I was like over a year in of like already painful, like learning how to walk, and then it's just like I'm starting to get good, and then
you had one job and you give me a fucking infection. Wow.
And it's so it's crazy how common it is. And
I've had MRSA quite a few times.
Really?
Yeah,
just from like
mats.
Oh
Yeah. It's so yeah. And if you don't treat it, it can kill you. You know what I mean?
No, I ended up in the hospital 2 times because
it'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
You know exactly what it's about. And they just didn't, they didn't want to play with it. So they just, and I didn't, at the time, I didn't realize how big of a deal it was having that much of my leg versus not having it.
Well, it's funny you said that because I learned this from Derek Carver, who actually he's coming on the show at some point. He's been telling us for years he's coming on, but
Such a good dude.
I've got to be good friends with him. He did we were Instagram friends for the longest time, and then one day he's like, "What are you doing this weekend?" I was like, "I'm actually driving to Maine." He's like, "I'm coming."
Yeah.
Drove to my house. He was living in Pennsylvania at the time. We took a 10-hour ride up. Stayed up there a few days, 10 hours, and I got to know the guy really well. Great guy. But there's levels to amputees.
Oh, yeah.
If you're below the knee, you're a paper cut.
Oh, yeah.
He calls it a paper cut. If it's below the knee. If it's above the knee, it's a real deal.
You're real. Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And
below
then
the knee because you have the functionality of the knee, right? If it's
dude, like this.
Yeah.
So like if I had pants on, and I was on crutches or whatever, you'd probably be like, "Oh, this dude's missing one leg."
Right.
You know what I mean? Or if I was 2 below the knee, I'm pretty confident that I could wear.
Like you're fucking Blade Runner if you're 2 below.
100%, dude. I'd be all over this place. Yeah, it'd be Forrest Gump running everywhere, doing everything. Not saying that it would be easy, but it's definitely it's easier than fucking.
Flex point.
You know what I mean?
Crucial.
Yeah. So what allows me to walk as much as I do with 2 legs is the fact that I have this knee.
The other one, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I just started, it fucked me up mentally for a long time, the whole walking thing. Because
you always, you're a physical guy. I could say you're in shape, you're fit, you're jacked. Were you always always your thing?
From the time up when I went to the Marine Corps, from the Marine Corps on, it was.
I ask you to take your shirt off in a minute.
That's fine. I mean, where's I don't see the lotion.
Roger has his back pocket.
Yeah.
He don't leave home
And
without
listen,
it.
I'm gonna be honest.
You're admiring his physique over there.
Dead honest. I haven't been to the gym consistently in about 8 months.
Oh yeah,
it's been almost a year since we.
Roger's been
I'm pretty
16
fluffy.
months.
I'm pretty
16.
fluffy.
He's
I'm
double.
pretty fluffy.
But it's crazy because everywhere people are like, "Man, you still look like you're like you still go to the gym," and I'm just like,
with a shirt on, I don't look bad.
That's years of HGH and
Tren. Man. Welcome to Jersey.
Yep.
What do you got on the gabapentin over there? Did you find some stats for us?
It says it's sometimes used in combination with opioids, and it can cause respiratory and depression. So
depression, yes.
It can lead to overdose, and to the point that a person, reading this on TikTok, can stop breathing and dies.
Oh.
But other people have reported hallucinating and having bad memory loss and whatnot.
Okay. I thought it was actual depression. You're saying respiratory depression.
I mean, I'm sure depression too.
Yeah.
If people have memory loss and.
I just remember seeing an article on it recently where it was very problematic. I forget specifically why. Maybe one of those was the reason being, but.
There's a ton of side effects though.
Yeah.
So look it up.
Let's give gabapentin for nerve pain to guys that got their legs blown off.
Right.
And that might struggle with fucking depression or
yeah,
mental shit.
Right, yeah, why would you
Perfect. And let's
yeah.
throw some fucking oxys on top of it.
Yeah.
Can we sidestep a little bit? We're talking about since you brought up depression. We had Rory on here, who you were personal friends with. Rory's last name?
Hamill.
Rory Hamill. That knife he signed when he was in here. We feel, and you and I on the ride over here were talking a little about this. You were, life was going really well for you. You'd open up a new business. COVID hit, and some bad shit happened. Your business basically had to shut your business down. Real tough time for you. We're talking about, and I said we had a guy on the show, Rory Hamill, who was a motivational speaker. Very on the upswing. It seemed like was very into helping other people. Had kind of found his outlet from dealing with depression by speaking and
mental health therapy.
COVID happens, and that's taken away from him, and he unalives himself. And he's no longer with us, and it's such a tragedy. And as soon as I said his name, he said he was in the hospital with me. How crazy is that?
No, you didn't even say his name.
Yeah.
When we were at your house.
You said his name.
Yeah, because I was
name,
like, I'm like, there's no fucking way he's talking about Rory.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
And remember, I was like, oh, he had his fucking leg that he always had.
Yeah.
The power knee.
The power knee. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can hear it every time you walk. Yeah.
And that's so crazy because we were.
Bro, he was so upbeat, so
He was,
life
man.
was in
There's
such a good place for him when he was on this show.
He did say on that podcast that he stuffed a 45 in his mouth at one point or another. You know,
And I'm 99% sure that's how he
that's
it was.
how he
They,
ended it.
it was a 45, and he put it in his mouth and was sitting in the living room or something.
Yeah.
And I think his ex-wife came in
Yeah.
and found him.
Wow.
But he'd been living separated for a long time. It wasn't
no.
like that had just happened.
Oh no.
You know, we again, it's an unprovable point, but I really do believe COVID played a big factor in that. The fact that he was stuck home, had no outlet for this, energy to get out there, and because he was very very positive. I mean, if you have a chance, watch that podcast. It was one of our early ones.
I haven't. I'm gonna do that. I'll do it tomorrow on the drive back.
Yeah.
But like when you think about like just thinking as you're saying that, I'm thinking about what he was going through because like I knew him and like he was that guy that like if you're having a shitty day, like he could notice that and he would just like try to do everything he could without you knowing that he knew to make your day a little bit better. Yeah. And he found what he believed to be his calling, which I thought it was, with the mental health, with speaking. I think he was studying like psychology at school. And you got to think when COVID happened, we thought that this was going to be like this for a long time. Like when it first happened, everybody was like, "Oh wait, it's not going to happen for a long time." And then like a month in, everybody was like, "Oh shit,
We're in this for the
Once we went past the 14 days, I'm like, "Fucking buckle up."
Yep.
Gonna be here for a while.
And his mindset, you got to think his mindset was, I got my leg blown off in the war. I got 3 kids, and my life has just been this fucking crazy whirlwind for the last 8 years. I finally got my head on straight. I'm doing good shit. I'm in school, and now all of a sudden it's taken away. It was like you took his leg away all over again.
Right.
You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, everybody stopped paying their bills. My payroll is $150K a month. I don't got a couple $1 million in the bank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have 2 of my clients that make up, maybe 50 to 60% of my revenue, which is not a good business model, but when you purchase a business and you're changing things around, and that's just how it was.
Nature of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's just how it was at the time. And when they stop paying bills, you start taking out loans, then you get the PPP, and then you figure out that's not enough, and then people start wondering, your employees start wondering, are they going to have a job? And then you have those couple people that jump ship, rightfully so. You can't blame them because you don't even know if your future is secure. So why would you want them to stay around? Like, how can you force them to? You know what I mean? When my employees are trying to leave, I'm not going to beg them.
Right.
And then 2 weeks later, I say, hey, sorry, I begged you to stay, but we got to close the doors now. You know what I mean? So it was just a very, and you got to think, I'm a first-time business owner. I shouldn't even be in the situation that I'm in. And we talked about this a little bit. You know what I mean? If I could go back in time, I definitely would have done things a little differently and not jumped at the first opportunity I had to partner with somebody. And I wouldn't have just went all in. And
Right now, how about if COVID hadn't happened? Would you have done it then? In hindsight, in retrospect? COVID fucked a lot of shit up.
it did. And it's weird because I still wasn't happy. You know what I mean? Like, I was making pretty good money for a guy that grew up with nothing, in the Marine Corps. Yep. You know what I mean? Left the Marine Corps, got my year type money. I'm talking, $100 grand, 120, 150, like good money for, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? For what I grew up with, like, to me, that's a lot of money. And,
money's always relevant though, right? It's always relevant in how you were raised, how you were brought up, the
where you live, everything.
where you live, the level of I guess respect
you're used to
give to it. You know what I mean? Like I know loaded people that are fucking miserable. I know loaded people that are very happy.
There you go.
I know people that are get by. They just basically get by and that are miserable, and I know people that just get by that are very happy. So it's a relative thing to how you view life.
Yeah, and for me, what I learned,
Priorities.
I never had money in my life growing up, and whenever I've realized I had, like, and when I say I had a little bit of money, I had a little bit of money. Like, when I say that, I mean, like, I had food on the table and the bills were paid. To me, that's having money, because we didn't have that. You know what I mean? And when I still wasn't happy, that's when I realized, like, I should have never fucking did this in the first place. I'm away from my family.
Right.
I hate being away from my family.
Wouldn't be enough money for me, no matter what it is, to be away from my kids.
It was
at least now when they're little. Maybe when they're grown, they're in college. Fucking let's take on the world.
Yep. And
probably won't be ambitious enough to do it.
You'll
then.
be
But
old as shit.
But
at their age now, I my free time. I mean, I have to work. I have to put a roof over their head. But money's not my focus.
Yep.
It's
yep.
not.
And it's not like I would be like on the road, like gone for days at a time, but like I might be gone from sun up to sundown.
Right.
I leave when they're sleeping. I get home when they're sleeping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then Sundays, Saturdays, in our world, you have to, rub elbows with the politicians, and you better support them, and especially in the oil and gas industry, and like that's late Friday nights, Saturdays, golf events, Sundays, like doing these like all this dumb shit that like it just, once I realized that like I'm not like, trust me, I did that and I didn't like it. So, but it got me to where I'm able to kind of do what I want now. You know what I mean? So like, not saying that like you shouldn't ever do that, but like, if you get to that point in your life, just know that you're probably might be time to do something else. Right. You know what I mean? Because you can't last like that forever. Yeah. Eventually you're going to get complacent because you're not going to give a fuck, because you're not happy. You're going to make so much money that it doesn't matter, and then you're going to make that mistake, and then it's all going to be gone. Yeah. So once that hit me, and then I just started thinking about like what's the long-term goal here? You know what I mean? Like, am I going to have this business for 20 fucking years and run it and be miserable, and you know what I mean? Like, this isn't even like, I don't even like doing this shit. Like, I got into it because if you want to make money, you get into oil and gas or real estate. Yep. That's how in Western Pennsylvania, you want to make money, real estate. Anybody that's millionaire, they're oil, real estate. And my business dealt with both. So I thought, this is how we're going to make some money, do this for a while, and then I'll be able to do what I want to do. And COVID kind of just put
kibosh on it.
And then, ended up selling my half, my 51%. So I owned 51. My business partner owed 49. I was majority owner of the company. I took my 51%, sold it to him. And he had another engineering firm in West Virginia that he owned part of. And basically, we always worked together. So between the two of us, we had like 100 employees. So we could do, if we teamed up, we could bid on bigger jobs. So jobs that we wouldn't get separately. So basically what happened is when I ran out of money, he purchased my 51 and they absorbed my guys, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then I kind of walked away. And
do you feel less stressed? Do you feel happier, if that's if that's the right word? Do you feel more?
What's up, guys? Make sure you find and follow us on Rumble. We're really trying to push the Rumble. It's got a great platform. I think you really like us on there. At Champion and Tramp. Make sure you follow us.
Let's get ready to
Rumble, young man, Rumble.
Yeah, I mean,
like your time is better spent and you're in a better place.
Yeah, because I think a lot of things in my life would have been different if I wouldn't have went down that path.
Because your kids are young; they're just getting to the age now. Well, your oldest especially is 4.
Yeah,
daughter, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they're where shit starts getting fun now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I think who was it? I'm definitely going to misquote, but I think Jordan Peterson said something like you get, like 12 to 14.
18 summers.
Is that what he said? That's not really true though, because they don't do shit for about the first 4 years.
Well, but he's saying you get.
And at 18, they generally leave the home and go to college or whatever. Right. So I wouldn't say 18,
14
but 14. Let's say 14. You get of years where you get your kids' undivided attention and they want to be with you. And
I don't know if they want to be at 14 either.
Well, maybe that's about the age they start. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying.
No,
it's so many years, and I want to be around for that. You know what I mean? As much as I can be. I still got to pay the bills, but I get what you're saying. And your kids are just coming into that age where shit's gonna get fun now.
Yep, and
fun.
Gunner just turned 2, so we're at that point now to where he's like my best friend. You know what I mean? Like it's so crazy because I don't know if I sent you. I'll send you the video. I don't know if I sent it yet.
The birthday party?
Yeah.
Where he's looking at you?
Yeah.
He keeps checking in with that?
Every 10 seconds. Yeah. And I didn't, when I'm filming it, I wasn't realizing it, but I went back and watched it. I'm like, he probably looked at me 100 times in his video. There's 30 other people there, but he just kept looking at me, and I'm thinking that reminds me that I'm doing shit right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
And Remy's 4. They've both been in school since they were 3 months old. So their mom, her family owns, a YMCA.
Yeah.
So they built a family-owned. It's called Court Time, and it's basically basketball because my ex was really good at basketball. So we have their wedding venue. We have a learning center, preschool with 100 kids, and then the mental health private practice, and then their construction company that they own. It's all under one roof. Oh, wow. So the kids were.
Jesus, sounds like you should have been a stay-at-home dad.
Dude, I taught preschool. I taught my daughter in preschool. After it's crazy. They don't make no money doing therapy.
Yeah.
Or else I would have. But you don't take that job to, you know what I mean, you don't go in that profession. I think
Dad's probably going to stir up a fucking hornet's nest here, but I feel like dads don't get the credit we deserve, man. Frankie's a married man. He gets the credit he deserves. He's still got a functioning family, but divorced. We're just as fucking important as moms. I don't care.
You know what? I seen a study, though. They said it's dads. Dads in the home are the most important fucking thing.
I keep seeing that lately. I keep seeing that.
Yeah, I've been saying that. More so than moms being. They say if dads are in the home, the kids ends up being successful. And in some way, shape, or form.
And I think that's why, my ex is so, she's smart when it comes to this. That's what she studies, you know what I mean? Mm. And she knows that. And I think that's part of the reason why,
she's wants you
we
around,
don't have a set
beef.
schedule.
Yeah,
literally, she'll just, we'll just text each other and be like, hey, you mind if I get them from school today and you can go
That's
do your
great,
thing?
Man.
And she's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's so, we literally, it is week by week.
That's amazing.
Monday, hey, do you want to take them Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday? Cool.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
it should be. That's how
It's-
it should be.
And you know what? It takes both of us to do that.
Oh,
you know what I
for
mean?
sure, for
like
sure.
she's
Yeah, absolutely.
There can't be bitterness if you're going to work that out. Like you can't be, holding on to resentment in the past,
Nah.
and you got to let all that shit go and just be like, you know what, it's just about the kids, and let's do the best thing for the kids.
Yep. The only, let's just be real here. Like she has a boyfriend. They moved on. They've been together for about a year. We've been split up for a year.
Yeah, well,
So, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
my ex's dude was at our wedding, so she started early.
Yo,
she started fucking early.
That's that's not. I'm not gonna comment.
I moved
I'm
out.
Not commenting.
I moved out in November, and they were at the waterfront like a family in December.
Oh, jeez.
And that's when I lost. And she apologized. You know what I mean? Like,
Now, when I
as
say
much
he
as
was
I'm
at
saying
our
is-
wedding, he was, but he was in a bassinet. He was just a baby.
Now, were you with your wife when you were serving? Or no.
No, we met after.
Okay.
Yeah, we met. So I got hurt 2010, and then we got together in 2014.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, and it's just So I moved out in like November, and then they're down at the waterfront. You know what I mean? Going to dinner. He's holding my son, bouncing him in the air, 9 months old.
That's a tough
And-
one. But
That's tough.
Listen, it works both ways, right? I mean, I had to, accept that another guy was going to be around my kids, which I do because he's good to my kids. I got no beef with that dude. You know what I mean? But it's got to work. You're going to meet a girl at some point that's going to be around your kids at some
100%.
point. You know what I mean? So
100%.
she's going to have to accept that as well.
And I personally, and I don't know, she might get mad at me for saying this. She probably won't. I know her. She probably won't. But like, to her, I think it was more like she knew what she was doing, and it was almost like, "Hey, you kind of deserve this." You know what I mean? Which I'm not going to argue with it. You know what I mean? Like,
You think you deserve it?
I think we both made mistakes. I think I might have took it a little farther than she did. But, and this is just my opinion, when it comes to the kids, I just feel like you just don't do that type of shit. You know what I mean? Like there's other things you could have did. Like go bang my best friend or something. You know what I mean? Do some shit like that. I just feel like when it comes to kids, like, and I'm a dumb Marine. I'm not introducing a girl to my kids
That's how I
a
was.
month
Listen,
after
the
I leave.
interviewing process when I first got single was fun because I was interviewing a number of, prospects. But when I finally met one that
What was his name?
Tom, that I thought was worthy and was going to be around, and then that's the only girl that's ever met my kids to date, and I'm
Really?
still with her. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Maybe not after this interview, but
No, you never know. But yeah, I did, and I just don't want to make it seem like I just disagree with that, and she knows that I disagree with that. So like I have no problem. We've already talked about it. She's apologized for it. Like we're past that now. You know what I mean? So like she wouldn't.
Wait, I just want to be clear. Moving on so quickly, is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, not moving on so quickly, but letting the kids meet somebody so quickly.
Right.
The fact that she moved on, that like
That's her choice, right?
yeah, that's cool. You know what I mean? That's like I can live with that because like that's just part of it. But like the kids, they'd have nothing to do with that. And she apologized. You know what I mean? She's like, it won't happen again. Whenever the next time he sees the kids, you'll know, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's cool. You guys seem like you got a good
communication
working
skills.
relationship
That's-
with your ex.
Yeah.
That's important.
And I don't
you
think your point is unvalid there at all. I think that's
and she'll agree with it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I've done some dumbass shit too. But like,
Yeah.
we had my son's birthday party 2 days ago, and me and her are we're singing happy. Her boyfriend's like lighting the candles for the cake, and me and her are standing there with our son.
Yeah.
Like that's how crazy it was.
Oh,
That's
it's gonna, you're gonna have a
better
life,
off-
bro. I
better
do
off
that
that way.
fucking every other weekend. I'm doing that shit.
And I didn't even think twice about it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's-
and that showed me like I'm in the right place. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
right.
the kids are happy.
Right.
Like, it's just
It's about them.
Yeah.
100%. I would do anything for my kids. I'd fucking go wash this fucking dude's truck for my kids. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Not that that's gonna happen, but you know what I mean. I'd
no.
do anything for my kids.
yeah. They're just, and I think it's a lot easier when there's a mutual level of respect from like everybody involved. You know what I mean? It's just like he knows his place. I know my place with Cassie. Like I can't be telling her to fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're not together no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I got to treat her with respect, and he knows like just don't like stay out of our
Stay
shit
out of the kitchen.
and stay out of the kitchen. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and we'll be straight.
Know your role. Stay in your lane.
That's it.
all. Yep.
I'll stay in mine. You stay in yours, and
Agreed. Yep. Yeah.
I know, like, this is probably the worst I've been in my life, like, since I've gotten hurt, you know, like, mentally, with, like, everything, just, like, figuring it out. It's really, like, the first time I've been on my own, you know, without somebody there. I mean, I'm in a house that's not, like, wheelchair accessible, so, like, I did that on purpose. You know, I wanted to struggle.
Now, talk about that, because didn't there's an organization called, like,
Homes for Our Troops.
And they helped you.
In 2014.
Tell me you gave that home to your ex.
No.
It's like, you're a good man.
No.
Oh, okay.
So, our house, we'd been broken into 4 times in 8 years.
What? In Pittsburgh?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Why? Just.
So, I mean, it's drugs, man. It was just the town that we built the house in it was just like, we built it in a development. There's 1 of 2 developments left in that town. I thought we'd be fine. And we were in a cul-de-sac in a freaking gated neighborhood. And it
Still
was
got broken
up against the woods, man. They would fucking, dude, it was, I got the property gated. Like a fence and gate. You couldn't even drive into my place.
Wow.
Because of it. And then the last time, middle of COVID, people got like masks on and shit, so you can't even tell who they are. Tried to get, like, she's 6 months pregnant.
Oh, dude.
My daughter's laying in bed, and we're sleeping in the bedroom.
Do they know who they're fucking with? I mean, you're not the guy to be fucking with.
I don't know if it's like they think that because I don't have legs.
Yo, PA don't fuck around, bro.
You don't need legs to fucking.
I don't know if
send a couple rounds downrange.
I would have zoomed out of there in my wheelchair,
Yeah.
firing. I probably would have low crawled through the doggy door.
You know the story of Marcus Luttrell? Where that's the fucking hands down, one of the baddest dudes on
Ever.
planet Earth. His whole fucking squadron got wiped out, and this dude lived, right? Fucking by sheer grace of God and his fucking sheer will to live and toughness.
It shot
When
everything.
He got fucked up. He came out of there with total. Anyway, and I think this was Maine, maybe, like my home state. I think it was there, New Hampshire, maybe something like that. But they stole this dude's fucking dog. And he got into a
Marcus
high-speed...
Luttrell's dog?
Marcus Luttrell. They came on
That's
his
right.
property, stole his fucking dog, and he got into a high-speed chase with him, and he's on the phone with the police, 911, as calm as a fucking cucumber. I believe rounds were exchanged. I forget the whole story. Maybe, Andrew, you can look at Marcus Luttrell. I thought somebody shot at him, or I forget. Maybe I have that part wrong, but it was a high-speed chase. He's calm as a fucking cucumber. They're like, dude,
bro, I'd be fucking pissed someone take Biggie, bro.
Someone took Biggie. Can you imagine? Yeah,
dude,
bro. This
fuck that.
guy's fucking.
Oh, I believe it.
You gotta see this guy go off. He's fucking,
I believe it.
I would love to see.
I'm not very trained with that stuff, but I got a heavy foot.
yeah. But yeah, of all the fucking dogs to steal, you stole Marcus Luttrell's.
Did they know?
Dog. I don't think so. I believe they killed the dog. I think. Do I have
What?
that right? They killed the
What?
dog, right? Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm killing somebody, dude.
Can you give me just the highlight points on that, if you can look it up?
He definitely chased him.
Oh yeah,
It was a high-speed chase, right?
On 911, hello, ma'am. Yeah, I'm chasing a car. They stole my dog. Are you armed, sir? Yes, I'm definitely armed. We're doing 120 miles an hour on. It's calm as a cucumber, bro.
Yeah, it was his dog Daisy that was given to him to cope with his injuries.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
And yeah.
Teenagers, I believe.
Bro, I'm killing somebody. I'm fucking up their
Imagine,
dad.
like,
something.
you could have won. They won the lottery. Like 1 in a billion.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you
right.
steal somebody's dog and it happens
the
to be
baddest man
the
on
lone
planet
survivor.
Earth, yes.
The lone survivor's dog. Like, so
Yeah,
how
yeah.
lucky are you? I stole Marcus Luttrell's dog.
And
Yeah.
they killed his dog, and I believe he didn't end up doing anything to him. I don't think.
Oh, no way.
God.
No way.
I mean, they got him. They probably did jail time.
I wonder if them dudes got clapped in jail for
Yeah,
doing that.
right? Come on.
He's got to have some
They
type of
deserve
pull.
it.
Yeah, oh, for sure. That's so wild.
And we were talking earlier, and you threw a number at me, which was a much lower number. We were saying the general conversation was, we were talking about sending money overseas and how it pisses me off that they can't do more for our vets, especially our combat wounded vets. And you said, there's only like 1,500 of us. That's such a low number compared to what Frankie, wouldn't you have thought like a much higher number than that?
They say again?
Combat wounded vets, like guys missing limbs.
From the war in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Oh,
There's
how
like
many?
1,400 and like
14, I would
90
have thought
something.
much higher, no? I mean,
Wow. Yeah, well, Wow.
And that's missing.
Are they taking care of you guys?
So like, I get medical for the rest of my life. I get a paycheck for the rest of my life. My kids will get medical. My significant other will get medical for the rest of her life. My kids will probably get medical until they're like, I don't know, what 24, something like that, whatever it is. My kids are going to be able to go to college for nothing.
Oh, that's cool.
So a lot of states have like stipulations to where you can go to, if you're a parent, you have a parent that's a combat wounded veteran, they're 100% disabled from the war. You can go to any like state funded school for free.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of states have that. So, they're going to get their college education paid for.
In your humblest of opinions, seeing how our government spends money, is it enough?
So let's just say if the government stopped paying me, I would probably be in a better off situation.
Really?
And the reason I say that is because so many people would be so pissed off that they would take it upon themselves to pay me to make sure that I got, and it would be a lot more than what the Marine Corps, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
That I get paid.
You don't have to. Don't feel obligated.
I don't care. I don't. You can probably fucking Google. Well, no, you can't Google because missing limbs and stuff, and the other injuries, it adds on to it.
Scale?
There is a scale, but you get extra for like no shit. Like, say you're missing 2 legs and an arm, you get an extra for missing. You get extra money for missing that arm too. So like the significance of your injuries. Yeah. So like.
Were you like, don't sew that finger back on, leave that thing off, I get it next.
Oh fuck yeah, no, but I can, my percentages can keep going up past 100%. So like I get right now it's like $5,200 a month is what they pay me.
That's in my opinion, and I'm basing this on how our government spends fucking money on the. You see these bills? You ever break one of these bills down? And like what's in it? There's like fucking research to see how starfish breed and shit like that. It's like 5.6 million to see how fucking tadpoles fuck. It's like the craziest shit.
You just gotta watch Roger and you'll find out.
Yeah, right. I mean, and I was saying earlier, like I hate. It's not that I hate talking about it.
Right.
I don't mind talking about it. I don't care. Because like it's not the only thing that I do. Like I'm always gonna work for the rest of my life. So like, but I know guys and girls that were at the hospital that might not be in a position to do that. Because like, no joke, I was like tomorrow, I'm gonna feel like shit. I sat in the car for 7-8 hours. I'm gonna sleep for 6 hours, and I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna drive home. But that's what I do. That's like, and let's just be honest. Like when people say, well, how does coming out here, spending all that time being on this podcast, how's that gonna help you? Well, first off, I'm getting to meet 2 people that I've wanted to meet that inspire me. That I grew up.
Well, at least one, Frankie.
Yeah,
at least one.
But like people that like I like, that I'm like they do some fucking cool shit. You know what I mean? Like they're good people. Like
yeah, I remember talking and I said we have the ability to do Zoom, and you're like, I'm not that far away, and I'm thinking, oh, the dude probably lives in Philly. You're like Pittsburgh. I'm like, bro, that's like fucking 6 hours. You're like piece of cake, bro.
No, yeah.
You didn't even bat an eye over it.
Yeah. No, and I was supposed to leave yesterday.
I love it.
But I left today. I just was just like feeling like shit. You know what I mean? Like just was not a good day. I woke up and it was just like not a good day, and like it just happened.
You remind me a lot of talking to Derek Carver. He talks like that,
and he's me and him. You mention my name to him.
Yeah,
we're like boys on social media.
Yeah,
we never met.
Like, he just disappears on social media. Then 6 months later he'll come back. Then he'll disappear. And then
he just seemed like he just always seemed like a.
He's a interesting dude. He's promised to come on the show multiple times. We had him kind of tentatively scheduled for a date once. He was dating a girl in the New Jersey area. They broke up, so that he didn't get up here. But regardless, such an interesting dude. I think Frankie will hit it off with him. He likes to dabble in the edibles and then the fucking mushrooms and things. I think Frankie and him will get along well. But very, very eccentric, interesting fucking dude. Very. And he's got some,
He was an officer, right?
Yeah, I forget exactly. I mean, he told me, because you guys don't love telling your story. Who would, right? But he was like on the ride to Maine. He's like, listen, I barely ever tell this story, but I'll tell you what happened. He was actually hit by a shoulder-fired projectile of RPG. Hit him directly. That's what happened to him. Yeah, and he has recollection of it happening. He's talking about being in the air like 15 feet above. And it's crazy, but he's gonna come on one day. I don't want to tell a story. We will get him on, but extremely. If you ever have a chance to hang out with that dude, hang out with him.
And I'm pretty sure when he doesn't live in PA anymore.
He did. No, he was Washington D.C. for a while, PA, and now he's home base is Texas. And I don't think he's leaving Texas, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Must be his old. It must be his old one, but yeah.
That's gangster.
Yeah.
He seems like a cool dude.
We just hit it off, and one day he asked me for my address, and I fucking opened the package, and it was his leg. It was old, it was a carbon fiber mock-up. But
but like you said, it's painful for you to drive out here, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like I'm always lopsided. So on this side, you got to think I don't have this other leg that's kind of like keeping me balanced.
Right.
So like I always feel like I'm leaning. And, I don't sound like pussy, but like you know what I mean, like back, like you're out a lot. Like And then you're overcompensating on the crutches and then the shoulders.
Yeah.
So like tomorrow, it'll be rough, but like I'll get home. Hopefully get home like 3 or 4. Hang out for a little bit, then get the kids.
Yep.
Got them at like 6. And I'll probably spend the day. Well, no, Thursday is Thanksgiving.
Yeah, right.
Never mind. So then I got the kids Thursday to Monday.
Now I had to figure that out before I had, somebody in my life that I was comfortable going to their house and stuff. Now, what will you guys do for Thanksgiving? Will you have them on Thanksgiving?
So yeah,
dude, a few years we went to. I remember one year we went to Beacon 70. They had like a big spread over there, like a big Thanksgiving. Bro, it was great. I didn't fucking mind at all. My kids loved it. I didn't give a fuck as long as I was with my kids. You know what I mean?
So they'll be with their mom in the evening from like 4 till like 8, and then she's gonna drop them off at night because she's going on. I think,
oh, so they'll already do the turkey thing, yeah. So
you'll get them in the morning. 10 to like 3.
Yep.
We're not gonna do Thanksgiving. I'm just gonna hang out with them.
Yep.
My neighbor, his birthday is tomorrow.
Okay.
And Thanksgiving is Thursday. He owns a catering company. He's like a chef. So on Thursday he's gonna do his birthday and Thanksgiving at his house. It's two houses down from me. So I'm just gonna go hang out with him.
Perfect.
Cool.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, while the kids are doing their thing, because I don't have no family.
Yep.
It's just me.
Yep.
My
I have family, but nobody lives anywhere close to me. So I'm always either by myself or with my kids. Those are the options, yeah.
My mom, she passed away 2 years this year.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, she overdosed.
Oh, man.
Yeah, 55 years old 2 years ago.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So, and then that's how things with my sisters. So both of my sisters live with me here now. And they're both recovering. I just bailed my sister out of jail 2 weeks ago.
Dude, you're a good fucking man, bro. Holy shit.
My older sister, 41. My little sister, 28. She just was in jail. I don't know, she would have been in for a long time. But I promised her, I was like, listen.
The guy, that says a lot about you, bro. The guy that got dealt the hand you got dealt, that needs people helping him, is fucking helping. I mean, it is family, granted, but you're you're the helper.
Well,
you should be the helped.
Dude, it's crazy. And I feel like I was like debating on whether or not to share this, but it's like real life shit. So like, so my little sister, I bailed her out of jail 2 weeks ago. Yeah, exactly 2 weeks ago, Tuesday. She'd been locked up for like 90 days, and it was like, I don't know, it wasn't a lot of money to get her out. It was like a fine and some other stuff, a couple $100, and that was the only thing keeping her in jail. And I knew that if I could get her out of jail and keep her in the house, I was like, listen, you're my sister. You don't have mom, you don't have dad. Our dad's gone. Like, he's out in Philly. You're going to be doing his own thing. Mom passed away. Like, you're not doing shit no more. Sorry. You're not doing it. You're not going nowhere. You're getting your shit together. I need help. You're going to help me. You're going to be clean, and that's all it's going to be.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do this. Things have been great for the last 2 weeks. Helping.
Oh, that's great.
My plan is to like turn her into like almost like a manager, like to manage all my shit, like the speaking, like.
Sometimes they just need something to
Guidance,
focus on,
yeah.
and if they find something other than that, and that's their focus, they become
run
really
with
good
it.
at
Yeah,
it, and they don't go back.
right.
You
I
know.
needed the Marine Corps. Like
Yeah.
I need somebody
Yeah.
to tell me what to do.
Right.
I mean, that's what I needed.
Right.
That's what she needs. And then 2 days ago, my older sister, who I haven't talked to, you know what I mean, messaged me from a random number. hey, I'm at this address, you know, or do you guys have Sheets out here?
Yeah, well, no, but I know
You know
Sheets.
Sheets.
I know Sheets, yeah. Wawa. It's like
Oh,
Wawa.
yeah.
You know, last week she texted me from a random number. Oh, I'm at the Sheets. You know, meanwhile, I got my kids. You know what I mean? I'm at Sheets. It's cold outside. I have nowhere to go. Can you come get me? I'm like, I can't come get you.
Right.
Like, I can't. Like, I got the kids.
Right.
I'm not gonna pick them up, or I'm not gonna pick you up with them in the car.
Mm.
And then what am I gonna do? Like, I'm not gonna have you hang around. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Like, can't do it.
Yeah. You can't, because your kids have to come first.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I'm
No.
just saying,
No,
you
we're
already
on-
know that.
We're on the same page, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And then she got a hold of me 2 days ago. The kids had just left. It was Sunday. And she was like, I need somewhere to go. I promise you I'm done with everything. And meanwhile, she told me the same thing 3 months ago. Stole from me and left.
Jeez.
Didn't hear from her for 3 months because she was out doing her thing. And now, but I told her, I was like, this is it. You know what I mean? And she's been at the house for 2 days. And as I was leaving today, this is so fucked up. But like, I'm like grabbing some clothes, loading, like putting a bag together, and like I'm closing the wash, closing the dryer. And I'm thinking, man, I better put this shit in my room and not leave it out, because like I got some clothes here that she would steal, like shirt, like sweatshirt, $100 sweatshirt, like shirt, stuff like that she would take and wouldn't think twice about fucking selling it, leaving before I get back, selling it, and going buying some dope, and then being gone. I'm like, why the fuck am I even thinking about this?
Yeah, right.
Like crazy. Like as I'm coming out here, I'm like getting ready, and I'm thinking, oh, I better put these clothes in my room and lock my own bedroom door in my house that I pay, you know, however much a month rent for, because it's a possibility that she could steal my shit
Yeah.
and then be gone when I get back.
Bro, you're a good man, dude. You are a good man. The fact that you know, life is a little upside down already for you, and you're willing to do that. Now, granted, they're family, but they're old enough to make their choices, and yet you're still willing to help them. And even like you said, your older sister fucked up once. You're giving her another chance. You're a good man. You're a good man.
It sucks because like my mom was always the one that was there, kind of doing everything. And now that she's not, so now it's just like, well, I got it, because if I wouldn't have went and got her, what would happen?
Yeah. You don't want that on your conscience. I get that.
Yeah.
But then there's a fine line too, where like, when I have the kids, am I gonna make her fucking stay in a room all day?
Yeah.
Because I don't even want the kids to see her.
Yeah,
You know
right.
what I mean? Because it already happened once where, you know, they're asking, where's Aunt D? Where's Aunt D? And I got a line, be like, oh, she's at work. Meanwhile, she's, you know, doing whatever. And which I hope she hears this.
Yeah.
You know why? Because she's in that point in her life to where, like, she needs...
A wake-up call.
Exactly. You know,
Yeah.
she needs to
Right.
hear it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she understands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, my little sister is at the house, like, making sure, like, I'm texting her the whole way out here, like, making sure, like, anybody comes to the house, I text my neighbors, you know, because, you know, you see anybody, even if it's like somebody drops stuff off, let me know, your dad,
right.
I'll know, like, I'm going to ask, unless, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And it's just crazy, I have to even think about that, when I should be
Yeah.
worrying about coming out here, and,
Yeah, man.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
Family's tough, man, you know? And a lot of people deal with this. You know, a lot of people.
There are definitely
a
no
lot of
perfect
people.
families.
No.
You know, there are none. You know, I mean, mine certainly is not. There's always, you know, like a rivalry or people with issues, and you know, I've obviously been in a bunch of relationships, so you get to know those families. There's always inner workings in those, you know, families that are all fucked up. There is no perfect family, man. None. There is not one.
yeah, so, well, you know, I truly think that my little sister's 28. I think she's a lock. I think that's a done deal.
Great.
I truly believe that.
Yeah.
I just
Great.
have a feeling, like I can just tell by the, like, she's on point, and it's such a relief for me, because now it's like I don't have to worry about help. Like,
Yeah.
literally, I would be
Yep.
stressing.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, well, you know, not everybody, but I guess people that don't know my situation be like, well, where's your family? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. And my brother's all the way out in Philly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah. But I think I think she's gonna be all right. My little sister.
Well, if you guys see this, we're rooting for you, ladies.
Yes.
You got a hell of a fucking brother over here.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of risking it all for you. So don't fucking, you know, squander that.
Yeah, I think they'll be all right.
Talk to us a little bit about that. I mean, you spoke to rather some big organizations, Pittsburgh Penguins, right? You
I mean,
some big companies I was reading. It's like
it's one of those things where, like, you know, I was consistently getting, you know, $5 to $10 grand to come and speak for an hour. You know what I mean? Like, that's, you know, consistently between 5 and 10, and you know, I just did some local stuff around Veterans Days. Very, like, busy time for me.
Mm-hmm.
Did a couple virtual speaking events where they're paying me like $2,500 a piece to talk for an hour on a webcam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like I do as much as I can by myself, and I need somebody to just help me with it.
Sure.
Push you along a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. And, like, I think
Scheduling and yeah.
my sister's gonna be, you know, and even like just like cold calling people, like
Yeah.
Yep.
there are
We really need to we need a sister, because that's inside of this podcast. We could be bigger, we could have bigger spot, but we're not good at the cold calling, you know. And we talk to other podcasts that start out smaller than us, and the guys are like, look, I send out 10 random emails every day. Every day.
I'm like,
Just like, hey, how do we get you, you know, to come on board? We'd love to. I'm like, we don't fuck. Frankie, you do that?
to me, that's just like not my personality.
I hate
yeah.
asking.
It's just like, hey man, you want to fucking, you know, this is what we're doing. We have something to offer here.
Right.
Yeah.
But why don't you know, throw some stuff our way and we'll do this? But it's just, to me, it's just like, that's just not my personality.
Because the other option is you pay somebody to do that, right? And who any business, I'm talking about our podcast per se right now, but nobody has a plethora of income to hire stuff out. We didn't start out with a ton of money in the bank to say, oh, let's hire it out at some firm that's going to reach out. And you know, we did talk to a couple of places, and they want a piece of the pie, of course. But so it comes down to him and I to do it, and we were pretty good with guests, I think. He hates reaching out and bothering people, probably more so than me. I don't love it, but he's definitely gotten better at it. But I mean, you have to, and you have to approach that person, you know, at least inside this podcast. Maybe not so much for your platform, but that there's something in it for them. You know, I mean, you know that they're what they do or their message is getting out there to our audience. You know what I mean? So
my thing is, you know, like I was saying earlier, with coming out here driving, you know, 12 hours to and from, and making the turnaround, and you know, being home in less than 24 hours. Like, for me, first it's the networking, building the relationships, knowing that, like, without ever meeting, I know we're all going to get along. Like, I just know that just from the type of people who are. Like, I just knew that instantly we're all going to get along, so that's good.
Yeah.
But then you talk about, like, being able to reach people, and that's my business, reaching people.
Yeah.
So if people hear this story, you know, hear my story, and they see me on here, then chances are they're going to be like, well, shit, maybe we should have them come out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's always what happens.
Yep.
I think you know, sports teams, Fortune 500 companies, organizations would want you out there speaking to them. Your story, you could tell, is special, man, and just your resiliency and just, you know, you don't seem defeated at all. Which is, when I went to Walter Reed, that was the biggest thing I walked away with, was, you know, guys that are missing limbs, and I'm like, dude, these guys are like fucking, they're not defeated at all, and that just makes me feel great to be an American, you know, because that, you know, I mean, you guys are gung ho fucking military guys, like, motherfucker, my leg got blown off, put me back in there, you know, that's amazing to me, you know, that's the ingenuity of America,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So that you know,
No,
all the
appreciate
power to you, man.
No, I appreciate that, because now it's like, you know, I lost my legs overseas, whatever. I need to, what I have. I feel like when I do that, it's like the only thing that I have. Yeah. But it is like that is me. Like, that is me. Like, I fucking went to the war. I got my legs blown off, and it shaped me into the person I am now. You know what I mean?
Part of you.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Sure.
Well, I'm saying, yeah,
for sure.
It laid the groundwork.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
You're
I feel
a father
like
now. That's a big part of who you are.
Yeah, and no, for sure. But it's like almost like I just got too like I don't want to talk. I didn't want to talk about it, not because I don't want to, but because, like, I felt like I was like almost saying, "Hey, look at me." And that's not the case. Like, it is like, hey, look at me, but not because of, like, don't look at Brandon, but, like, look at, like, oh, this is what Marines go through. This is what people in the service go through.
Look at your resiliency, right? Look how you persevered through all this. That's the biggest thing, you know. Not what happened to you. It's just it's what you did after what happened to you.
Yeah,
I think that's what people can take
Can
from.
I ask a question? Maybe it's a little personal. I don't know. You said open book. Ask you whatever. As we get older, right? You get recruited when you're 18, right? You get your legs blown off at 21. You know, you're a much more mature man now. You're a father now. You've seen a lot. You've been back over here, you know, making a life for yourself. How do you feel? Do you feel any differently? I should say. You were very gung ho at 18, right? You were like, let's go, America. Let's go. Do you feel differently now about foreign wars?
No, I feel the exact same way that I felt and this is probably going to be a shock to you guys, but like my philosophy is, it was never about the war, like what we were doing specifically in the war. Okay, it was always about
like America's helping spread
I'm
democracy.
I'm 18 years old.
Yeah,
I'm in a position to where I can join the military. I'm able, and it would probably be best for me to do that. Now, that's not the best situation for everybody. For everybody that grows up in this country, even though you love this country, you fucking love the military. The best thing for you might not be to go to the Marine Corps. It just might not be. Like, you might be selling yourself short. Maybe you need to be a doctor. Maybe you know what I mean, something like that. But for me, it was joining the Marine Corps.
Understood.
No matter what it was going to be, like, I didn't agree with the war. Don't agree with the war. Think it was stupid as fuck. We never should have went over there. Why all these people need to die? Why do we need to waste all this money? We could have spent all that money and used all the resources, everything that we had to make sure that something like that didn't happen again. And then we wouldn't have lost all the people that we lost, and we wouldn't have all this bullshit that we deal with right now.
Yep.
But when you're 18 and you're able and your country tells you to go to war, that's what you do.
Right.
Because guess what? If you don't do that, then you don't have a fucking country to live in.
Right.
Whether you agree with it or not.
Right.
There could be a war next week. And if they're like, hey, Brandon, you got your fucking legs blown off, but guess what? We still need you for the war. Guess what? I'm going to go, and I'm going to do what I got to do, because that's what my country needs to do, whether I believe it or not. And then some people will say, well, you need to stand up for yourself, and if you don't believe in the war, then you shouldn't go. Well, no, it don't work that way, because we need people in a position that are going to stand up if something was to ever come to us.
Yeah.
Okay? So even though we're going out and doing what we have to do, I might not have agreed with it. Do I think we should have been in Iraq and Afghanistan? No. But that's what I was told to do. I do what my country tells me to do.
It's an interesting perspective. Yeah.
That's just, I mean, like, I just...
For you personally,
Yeah.
it was the right choice just to go in. Yeah.
I just feel like that's what you do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and then people will say, well, it's so political and it's so this and it's that. But it's like, if I don't do it, who's going to do it then?
Correct.
Like, you just got to say, you got to suck it up.
Well, it ain't going to be the politicians.
No.
There's no heroicism in any of them. It's going to be guys like you. So, yeah.
So it's just like, to me, it's just like that's kind of how I look at it. Like, if, you know, there are just certain people that fit perfectly into the military.
Yep.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I always tell, you know, people will say, well, hey, I almost went, I almost did this. And I say, you know, it's a good thing, because God forbid, like, you know, you took that left turn and bypassed the Marine Corps for a reason. Say you would have went overseas with me and you would have got fucking killed. Yeah. Like, what are you doing now? You have kids? Yeah. Did you have kids before you would have thought about? No. Well, then you wouldn't have the kids that you have now, because they wouldn't be here, because you wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
Butterfly effect, right?
Everything fell into place. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. Interesting, man. Definitely. Do you have anything coming up? Anything on the horizon? The speaking engagements or?
So busy time. I was just in Harrisburg.
Yep.
Last Tuesday.
Okay.
I've been on the road, man.
Yeah.
Driving. The Supreme Court of Pennsylvania called me. I spoke there on Tuesday. They called me the Thursday before, and they were like, hey, we're doing a Veterans Day ceremony, and we want you to come speak. I'm like, yeah, you know, when is it? And they're like, oh, it's Tuesday. I'm like, oh, it's Thursday. That ain't bad. Or no, it was Tuesday when they called me, and it was a week later. What's ironic about this is the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania called me while I was on my way to bail my sister out of jail in West Virginia. How funny is that?
That's crazy.
Yep. I'm like,
do you?
I have an email.
See, that would give me horrible anxiety speaking in front of a crowd. But do you because Frankie often gets invited to. He's spoken for Jets and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
You know, and he deals with nerves better than I do. But do you have a prepared speech, or do you just kind of wing it, shoot from the hip?
Every time.
I think that's what I would do.
Every time, shoot from the hip.
If I ever did one. Not that I have anything interesting to talk about, but I just think it would flow more. If you're reading a fucking piece of paper, people are like fucking tuning out immediately, right?
No, and the only thing that I'm at a point now to where I have to start adding production to it. Which, like, you just get to a certain point where you just can't.
Fireworks in the background?
Fuck. Hopefully. No. But, like, where you can't just get up on stage. You know what I mean? Like, somebody can't pay you $5,000 to come talk for an hour and you just go up there and talk. You know what I mean? Like, there needs.
I think they could. Bro, your story is worth fucking more than $5,000, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what you did, and you're living it. You're fucking living it, bro.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
98% of America are worth about $8 to go up there and speak, but there's 2% that are worth every fucking penny.
Yeah, and you're speaking with conviction, dude, with passion. Like, you believe this shit. I mean, dude, that's
you're in that 2%.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate it. And I think I'm like right there to where like I needed to mature a little bit. Like, and it's also in the industry too, like with age. You know what I mean? When I first started speaking, I was like 26, 27. Now I'm in my 30s. Now I have kids, and it's just like it just looks better for them to book a Marine, got his legs blown off. You know, he's a father of 2, and he's doing this and he's doing that. You know, he's 30 years old. He's not 21. You know, when most of the people that I'm going to be talking to have been Fortune 500 companies, professional sports teams. I don't.
You know what? Someone told me, speaking of sport, Randy Couture, actually, when I was about to speak to the Jets. And I don't know if I was around Randy before, but I remember he went and spoke to the Packers at one time. And he's like, dude, I was nervous. I was sitting there, and then I realized they're a bunch of college kids. They're a fucking bunch of college kids. I'm going to talk to a bunch of college kids.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what it is.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. And
way to look at it.
And for me, and the same thing for you too, I just got to talk about my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the hard part is already done. You know, I literally begged people to come let me speak for the first year, doing it for nothing. You know what I mean? And all the awkward stuff, the right words to use, the awkward shit when you're standing there and you're looking at the people you're talking to, and at first you don't want to make eye contact with the people, and now I'm just like staring people dead in their soul, like you better cry right now. You know what I mean? Like just like stuff like that like things that you learn to do. And now I feel like I'm at that point in my career to where like I need to start doing the other stuff to where like, and I hate doing this shit, like the eccentric stuff to where like I don't know, you ever see like that Tony Robbins shit?
Yeah.
Like that's just not my flavor.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not like he's killing it. I will never be that guy. I'm not going to get on stage and I'm not going to be like, tell everybody to stand up and count to 10 and like just tell yourself you're great and look in the mirror. Like that's not me. You know what I mean? But like,
but what you can give, he can't give.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You didn't live your life.
Yep.
Not even close. But
And I mean, I want to make money. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, you know, when you want to like, you have to step your game up. You know what I mean? And like what I'm doing now is in the back of my car. So like I love driving. Travel with stuff, flying with my body armor. Like I got the flak jacket and helmet that I got blown up with.
Oh, no way.
I got to keep everything. So they cut it off me, had blood all over it, like everything. My GPS, my body armor, I got to keep all that. And it's in the back of my car, so whenever I go speak, I take it everywhere, and I set it up there when I'm talking. You know what I mean? With like a little backdrop and stuff like that. But like having that visual, like that motherfucker was cut off of me. And my dad had to take it to a car wash and like pressure wash the blood off of it, like crazy stuff. And people are like, you actually got blown up with that on. I'm like, yeah, it's what saved my life. You know, and to have people just see that and like be able to touch it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
More real.
Yeah. So just kind of doing that now and, you know, spending as much time as I can with the kids in this transition, especially like I'm in a house now, so I leased a townhouse and I'm building another house that's accessible. So this is also really, you know, the first time not being in a house that isn't accessible. It's stairs, can't really use a wheelchair. And I did that because like I wanted a challenge because I knew I was going to be building a new house anyways. And
can I tell you something kind of funny?
Yeah.
So the girl I'm dating she's a sweetheart, 100% Italian, lives up north, but She's like, who you got for a guest tonight? So I said, Brandon Rumbaugh. I sent her a picture of you. She didn't obviously know who you are. And told her a little bit about your backstory. And she's like, well, you got to clean the spare bedroom. Like, make sure there's no dog hair because she's got a dog. You know, give me all this. I was like, he's a dude. He doesn't give a fuck. But yes, I'll take care
You're
of
fucking
it.
Marine, bro.
Yeah, come on.
And then she saw your picture. She's like, Roger, you have to put the mattress on the floor. He's not going to be able to get it. I was like, babe, he can get in the fucking bed. Relax. He's been getting around him so.
Ask my girlfriend if I can get into bed. No, I'm playing.
Oh shit! She meant well, but I'm
Yeah,
like,
no.
The guy can fucking do anything.
Listen, if we ever all get together, and we'll definitely fuck with her.
Oh,
we
yeah.
will.
You have to.
I love. Oh, dude, you love. It'll be so good. I love just like today. I stopped to charge my car and smoke a blunt real quick.
There you go.
And I go in to get some food, and I come up and I'm like getting a coffee, and I stop at Burger King and I grab this big ass burger, and the kid's like 18 or 19 working at the counter. He didn't see me walk up, and he sees me on my crutches, and he goes, "Oh man, did you hurt your leg?" I'm like, "Yeah, something like that." He's like, "What happened?" I said, "I got my legs blown off in Afghanistan," and immediately his face just dropped, and he looked over the counter. And he was like, "Thank you for your service," and then just walked away. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you definitely have to. You have to have a certain perspective about life. Going through something, like you've been through, something that traumatic. I mean, it definitely, I'm sure, changes you as a person. I'm sure you're a totally different human than you were before.
1,000%. I mean, we didn't.
Sorry, I can't stop staring at that fucking monster. What do they call those? Basement dwelling crickets or spider crickets?
Oh, yeah.
See that motherfucker?
Soda?
Fucking bad boy over there in the corner.
Reminds me of Men in Black.
Staring me down.
Yeah. What was
Men in Black. Is that Roger? You talking about Roger?
That one went over my head. Did you get that one?
Nope. No. Yeah. What was the question again?
Sorry, I got distracted
Me
with
too.
the fucking crotch cricket.
I've been
over there.
blown up too many times. I lose
just
my train of
perspective. Like, obviously, you're a different human now.
Oh, yeah.
And I would think, I always say this, and this got me through, man. I have a very dark sense of humor, but in my
same.
darkest days, humor got me through.
Yeah.
Making fun of myself, making fun of my situation, making light of shit.
Did you make fun in front of a mirror?
Yeah.
So
I did.
what's so you're what 5'6"?
Oh!
5'6".
Okay.
5'6".
6?
I'm 5'7".
You're 5. Nah.
6'4".
6'4". Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. So
Used to be.
I'm like 5'6", 5'7" now. Before I got hurt, I was 5'4".
Were you really?
Swear to God.
That's what I was thinking. I was wondering. I'm like, I would definitely give myself a couple
Yeah,
inches,
fuck
bro.
yeah.
I
Fuck
swear,
yeah.
dude. And I was taller than this too. I was like 5'9", because the mother of my kids, she's a basketball player. She's
So
she's
you're like,
5'8".
add a couple?
Yeah.
Bro, I swear to God, I met her and I was like 5'4".
Oh, my God.
And a week later, I went back to my doctor. I'm like, bro, you got to make me taller. Like, she's tall ass blonde.
Now, when
like,
they do that, is there a retraining and walking?
it's not good.
No,
you know what I mean? Like, they try to talk you out of it, and I'm like, I've been 5 foot my whole fucking life,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
give me
fucking-
this, please.
yeah,
I got my
yeah,
legs
yeah,
blown
yeah.
off, and he made me like, at my tallest, I was like 5'9". And then I went back to like 5'6", 5'7" when I started walking with 2 legs, because the closer you are to your natural height,
It's better
the
off.
easier
right?
it's going to be to walk.
Makes
So,
sense, yeah.
but that's I was 5'4".
Wow.
Do you
Okay.
have, talking about humor, having a good sense of humor,
Yeah.
do you fuck around like Halloween, or you've been like
Oh,
Lieutenant Dan? And
No, it's funny, but we were going to dress up Gunner as Lieutenant Dan this year for Halloween.
That's great.
Yeah, so no, but we haven't done anything like that. But it's the dark humor thing. But that's so important, and it's such like if you can't make fun of yourself, then
Yeah,
how are
right,
you gonna,
what is it? Yeah.
Because like we live
You're
in a,
never gonna get through your dark shit if you can't do that.
and if you don't think that people make fun of you behind your back,
Oh man, of course.
I know people. I guarantee you, there's been people that have said made fun of me for not having legs, and guess what? That's funny as shit. You know what I mean? That did it behind my back, but guess what? I do it more than they do, and it's fun. Like I like when people, you know, are able to joke around like that. You know what I mean? But like, it has helped me a lot. Especially, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Vet TV. You ever seen that? Look it up. It's literally it was started by a Marine, Danny O'Malley, and it's like Netflix, but he created a series and like episodes around like the military. It's called Vet TV, and it's like just to give you an idea, they do a thing where it's like after like Sports Center, okay, you know how like they interview coaches and stuff at the end of a game. You do the press conferences like at the fights. Well, they did an episode where like they're out fighting the Taliban and they come back from like a firefight.
A press conference,
and it's
like
a press
that?
conference.
Oh, that's great.
And they're like, you know, they have some lady like interviewing them, like, yeah, we were out there and you know we had 3 of them. You know, our defense was great. We popped 2 of them, blew 2 of them out. Like it was just a great day. Like you guys got to. It's just
awesome.
like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's honestly what's got me through a lot of this shit because, like, bro, like
Rory had a great sense of humor. Derek Carver's got one of the greatest sense of humors I've ever fucking been around of everybody. I would just think, I don't know, I haven't
I think it's
obviously
the
been there, but I would think that has to get you through some fucking dark days.
I think it's such like the extreme highs and lows. Like you're so high and then you're so low. You know what I mean? So like,
That's a fight career.
yeah, like you just like literally like there'll be times where I'll go to sleep and I'll be like, man, I was happy.
Buddy, a bitch.
Yeah. And then
No, I'll call you a bitch. Him, I'm not calling him a bitch.
and then I start thinking like, am I being a bitch? And then I got to remind myself like, bro, you got your fucking legs blown off. Like,
Yeah, dude.
it's not like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and
Hey, I think that's the good way to look at it, though.
like
Keep testing yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep challenging yourself. Right?
And you know, I think I've gotten the routine to where like I know how hard I can go, and it's almost like I schedule that like break time where it's like, hey, I know like today I'm gonna be nonstop. I'll get back tomorrow. I'm gonna have the kids, but whenever the kids go home Wednesday night after their mom picks them up, I have them for a couple hours. I'm crashing. I'm gonna wake up Thursday at like 9. You know what I mean? Right. And I might go do a light workout, maybe pound some water, eat a bunch of food, just chill until I got to do like it's like I know I have to plan that because if I don't, then that next day there are days where like I can't even put my leg on. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like if I can't put my leg on, I can't do shit. So it's like being okay with that because like you know like you said we're told our whole lives like, oh, it's just a little bit of pain, keep going. It's normal. It's life. You're supposed to hurt. It's not supposed. You're not like you're gonna be in pain. But then I gotta also remember like, and I gotta watch how I say this, but it's just like the pain that my body feels is not gonna be the same that somebody else is gonna feel that didn't go through that. Right. You know what I mean? And it's just like being, I guess, comfortable with that and owning it and being able to say, you know what, today I'm just gonna take it easy, and finding that balance to where like I'm not too easy on myself, but I'm also
beating
not
yourself up for taking it easy, right?
That's what I think that's been my biggest struggle, like the last year, is like I'll do good and then I'll be like, oh shit, I need to take a day, and then that day turns into 4 days. Just like I said, I ain't been to the gym in however long. You know what I mean?
I mean, and so you were talking about Rory's prosthetic, for example. I mean, that thing had a motor in it.
Yeah.
Every time it was like RoboCop.
Yeah.
You know,
yep.
Crazy.
Yeah, his prosthetic, its actual name is called a power knee.
Power knee.
And I remember that knee. It was used by a lot of guys because it was so strong and it could allow you to like walk forever. You know what I mean? It basically did the walking for you, but the hard part was getting used to it, like being strong enough because it weighed so much, being able to lug it around. And he was a big dude, so like it worked well with him, and that's how I always, you could hear him coming from like a mile away. Like fucking Rory's coming.
Yeah. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's just, I don't know. It's been a crazy year, and going in like,
I'm looking at your tats from here. Not to interrupt you. Are those post military? I mean, they're all America, Statue of Liberty. I see the,
after I got hurt.
Oh, We the People. I love that one.
Yeah, all these are after I got hurt. 717 one. That's where I was at in Afghanistan. That was the name of like our base. That was one of the first tattoos I got. Some dog tag. My boy. So my son's name's Gunnar Daniel.
Oh, again, go ahead and finish.
Yeah.
That. We never talked about Chavez and what happened to him.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
finish your
so
point.
my boy, we went to high school together, joined the Marine Corps. I joined a little after him. His name's Dan Rush. My son's name's Gunnar Daniel. Named his middle name after him. I was going to name him Rush Daniel Rumbaugh. And then, like, the name Rush, I felt like it was just probably, like, a little too much for, like, their family. You know what I mean? So I was just like, you know what I mean? Just, like, a little too much. Didn't want to go overboard. I figured I'll take one of his names, not both of them. But he got out of the Marine Corps. He moved back home. We lived in the same hometown, like, all this good stuff. His family lived a couple miles away from where my house was. His family had bought a house, moved to Florida, and his aunt and uncle were living in the house that his parents was living in. His family owned a bunch of rentals in the area, and he wanted to stay in Uniontown and not go to Florida. And he was going kind of back and forth with my house, like just hanging out, trying to figure out what he wanted to do, going to school, all that good stuff. Well, anyways, he woke up in the middle of the night, decided he wanted to go hang himself, and he was like, "It's it."
Man.
The day before, I had to go pick him up at the bar at 2 in the morning. The cops called, and they were like, "Hey, we have Dan," because I knew all the cops. They knew who he was. They knew his family. They knew who I was. "Hey, you got to come get him, or we're going to take him to jail. He's all jacked up." And, like, it wasn't like him to get like that. Like, he wasn't, like, he was a nice dude. Like, he didn't like to fight people, but he was, like, just being weird, like, crazy. He took some stuff, something, I don't know. But anyways, they took him to the hospital. I picked him up, took him to the hospital. And they had, I'll never forget this, they had sprayed him with mace, like, forever. So, I don't know if you ever had anybody get in your car after getting sprayed with mace.
Can't breathe.
My car, for, like, a month. Like, it was just, so I took him to the hospital. Went and saw him the next day. They released him. Went to his aunt's house. This was Saturday. I'm like, hey, spend the night, calm down, get everything together. Monday, we're going to go put in some job applications. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Figure out what the fuck you're going to do. All right, cool. Good to go. Go home, whatever. Get a phone call at like 10 in the morning. I'm sleeping in on a Sunday. Like 20 missed calls from like his aunt, his mom, all these other people. And I open up my phone. And he had texted me at like 3 in the morning, and then they had called, and then I'm thinking, like, starting to put 2 and 2 together. And then I drive up to the house, and they're like, hey, Danny hung himself. He had walked down to the baseball field that like our high school baseball field, where we played baseball growing up, and just fucking climbed the tree and hung himself. Like,
I can't.
dude, it's fucking nuts because the guy, like,
the feeling of emptiness and loneliness.
it makes no.
It's crazy.
No, it makes no sense.
To do that by yourself in the middle of a field, middle of a forest.
Geez.
Like, you
And
have to be in such a
It's wild.
desolate place.
And it's wild to think about how he did it because the way the cops, like, explained it, like, he must have researched it or something. Because, like, he had used, like a ratchet strap, you know, like the ratchet straps? Like a really, really, like, long industrial one. And I guess he had found a way or looked up a way to, like, he was able to put his hands behind his back and do it in a way that, like, once he started it, there was no way of getting out of it, which was wild. And for the longest time, his parents were like, they thought that, like, somebody did it. You know what I mean? But, like, there's a way. I guess they found that there's a way to do it. He did it. You know what I mean? But, like, they just couldn't. They couldn't come to
Wrap
terms
that
with that.
around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I, as a parent, I don't think I would either. You know what I mean?
No.
But, like, that was 2015. 2015, 2016. Yeah, 2015. what was that? A couple days before his birthday. No, right before his birthday. Yeah, 2016. And that was like really one of the first times that I'd ever like experienced anything like that. You know what I mean? And then seeing like the aftermath and like what that does. Like it fucking, his parents are divorced. Like ruined that. Like destroyed their marriage. Like, so his other brother died. Like 3 years later, Tim, you know, died from a heart attack because he got so fat.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like 400 or 500 pounds. Just died from a heart attack. We all went to school together. 33 years old.
Jeez.
So they lost 2 sons in 3 years, 4 years.
There are things worse than death, especially for a parent.
Oh yeah.
And that's losing your kid. Imagine losing both.
Both of them.
Yeah. Man.
In 3 years.
Jeez.
Like it's just, there's just like so much wild shit that has happened, and there's shit that we haven't even talked about. We'd be in here for hours, but like I try to tell myself like, oh, everybody goes through this shit. You know what I mean? Like this is normal shit. You know, don't get too, just keep going. It's all relative, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
You say it's normal until it happens to you.
Exactly.
It doesn't seem normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And now, you know what I mean? It's been, I moved out. It's been about a year that I've been on my own. And now I feel like I'm just now starting to like, I'm on the road to being on the up and up, if that makes sense. Like I'm not there yet. I'm not going up yet. I'm not on the incline yet. But like I'm at the bottom of that hill.
You're in the right direction.
I'm gonna fucking be there soon.
I had a saying. It's not my saying. I don't know where it came from. I probably heard it somewhere, but it just for me it made sense. I fucking put it on. We got T-shirts that say it on it. But when I was going through my shit and I started that uphill, I knew I was like creeping. And I was on my way up. Onwards and upwards. I just would always say onwards and upwards.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you can't go fucking backwards. You know what I mean? You can't. Nope. You know, life will fucking run you right over.
No.
Nobody's gonna wait around for you. You're gonna be forgotten.
Hell,
no.
Very
quickly. Your people that love you obviously will remember you, but even there, they have to go on with their life. You're gonna be forgotten. So what's the choice? You have to fucking go on. You know what I mean? Onwards and upwards.
I've learned a lot, especially in business and relationships in the last 6 years of my life. People that I thought that like literally were like, thank you for your service. Like we don't care about nothing. Like what you did, we'll never be able to repay you. And then the second shit goes sideways. The second, you know, they bring me in on a business deal, and my influence of, you know, me losing my legs isn't enough to get the deal to the finish line, and they realize that it's not. Oh, well, who's Brandon? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like fucking wild shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And there's very like few people, you know, like there's just a couple close people, you know what I mean, that I mean, you guys know that people you have your people, you know what I mean, that you just know.
Your
you know
riders,
what I mean?
your riders,
yep.
yeah.
Yep. One of my
I love
buddies.
making new acquaintances. I love making new friends. But I have very, very few people I trust and like would call if I needed something.
Oh yeah.
You know
For I mean, one of my buddies that he reached out a couple months ago. He knew he like knows, you know, I'm building a new house, not going to be until next year. So I'm leasing this place that I'm leasing. He's been there and stuff, and I got to lease it for another year. He literally was like, "Hey, let me know what your rent is for the year so I can pay it." One of my buddies from Pittsburgh.
Get out of here.
I mean, like I didn't let him do it, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like those are the type, like, isn't that crazy?
Well, it's good to know that good people exist.
Yeah,
Like he's
still
just
out there.
He's just like, listen, we could never repay. He literally is like, I would never be able to repay you for what you've done. Like and I truly believe he believes that. Yeah. And I tell him all the time, like, bro, you don't owe me shit.
Yeah.
Like you don't. Like I signed up, you know, but like he's one of those people that's just like without you, we wouldn't have this.
I mean, maybe not as an individual, but America as a whole, we do owe you a debt of gratitude.
Absolutely.
No question about it. And our elected people should be taking better care of our vets. I mean, I don't know what the number is. I mean, Andrew could look it up. The amount of homeless vets on the streets is absolutely staggering and asinine. That should never be. It should never be.
It's crazy.
The fact that we run to help other countries every chance we get, but we can't take care of the people who protect, you know, and served ours is disgusting. It's vile. You know?
I did to add to that, and you can look it up. I should have sent you the links, but I did a fundraiser.
Wait, yeah. You spent a month living outside.
I lived on fucking streets for 30 days with no legs. Shit was wild.
That's insane.
It was wild.
Talk
20%, on the average, 20% are veterans.
Wow.
And like it just like that like stuck, and I'm like thinking like, what can I do? You know what I mean? Like I just took this house. You know what I mean? Everybody says, oh well, you like the nonprofit's there for people severely wounded vets, like you are in this. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but like I got to pay it forward. I got to do something. So I'm like, well, if I go live on the streets, like I'm gonna do this as a choice, not because I have to, but because I want to. Because first off, I have no legs. I got my legs blown off in the war. People are gonna recognize, and it's gonna bring attention, and that's all we want to do. Because I didn't know that 20% of all homeless were vets. I'm sure there's I'm a vet, and I didn't know that.
All right.
So how many other people, you know, around the country that aren't vets that don't know that? So why don't we get that out there? So I just started this fundraiser. Started sleeping on the at a busy intersection up against this
Literally
monument.
in like a sleeping bag.
Yeah.
In a tent, maybe, or
No, so I had a tent, but the tent wasn't for me. It was, we had to bring a tent because people were bringing so much shit, so many supplies, like water, food. There was like, people thought I was actually homeless.
Yeah.
So there was a shelter right up the road. So
Donating.
we would fill up the tent. They would come down and they would take it. Like I was getting so much shit, I couldn't just leave it out. Cause it was, you got to think, I did it and it's messed up. I was like, what else? Like, how could I make this even worse? Let's do it in the winter in Pittsburgh.
Fuck.
So I did October 29 to November 29. So like the last day was going to be the anniversary when I got hurt. And dude, there were some days where it was like 10 degrees. Some dude brought me like an old Vietnam like sleeping bag.
Not to call you out, but you're doing 24 hours out there.
Bro, I promise you. I swear to God.
Shit, dude.
I swear on my
Because
kids.
at 2 a.m, nobody's stopping by with supplies. You're just by yourself.
Oh, you better no. Oh yeah, but you better believe that there were people checking.
Yeah.
Because there were people that were thinking that I wasn't staying out there.
Yeah.
And there were, I'd say, out of the 30 nights, there were 2 nights I didn't sleep out there, and there was a good reason.
Right.
It's because somebody bought me a hotel room, just like they could. You know what I mean? But it was because I was speaking during this.
Right.
So schools were letting me come in. I wasn't showering.
Yeah.
I showered once. So where I was sleeping at, there was a dentist office next door, and they had a shower, and they were like, hey, if you want to use the shower, you can use it. So I used it one time, and but I went and spoke at like high schools, daycares, preschools.
Wow.
Cops would drive me around. Like it was wild. It was wild.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Raised like $30,000 in 30 days.
They're like the definition of paying it forward.
And then we donated it to a veterans place in Pittsburgh. It's a homeless nonprofit, and they were able to build an addition on to this room, and now it's just like a common room that people can come to daily. Like it's open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. They can come in and get some coffee, grab some food, and then leave.
Wow.
So, but it was pretty wild. It was crazy.
I feel like you're a guy that just likes to push himself, just to see what you can accomplish. I don't know if this is true. One time we had a guest on. I read something on the internet that her dog had died, and our dogs were the same. She's like, my dog's right next to me. I'm like, I swear, I just read it right here.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much is true and isn't true, because a lot of times you can read a lot of fake shit on the internet. But did I read that you were into racing quads for a while?
Oh yeah, I did GNCC.
We enjoy riding quads. I mean, not racing them, but riding
Yeah.
them.
So I was the first one.
You are sponsored and everything.
Yeah, the first ever, like as far as we know. Now, don't quote me on this, but at the time, I'm pretty sure I was the first and the only guy with missing 2 legs to race GNCC. And I didn't race the utility quad. I raced the YFZ 450.
No way.
Hand shifter, fucking everything, bro. Wow. Yeah, and I didn't finish in last. Like, I would finish middle pack sometimes.
Wow.
And it was just like, so this thing that I came up with was like, hey, I just need to do shit that people don't expect to do with no legs to do. Yeah. They don't expect the dude to live homeless. They don't expect the dude, they might expect the dude to race a quad, but they expect it to be a utility quad because they have a utility in GNCC. You know what I mean? But next I'm getting on a bike. So we're working on, street bike. Yeah.
Well, you with the actuators that come down? Yeah, I see lots of dudes doing that. There's a guy around here that's got one.
Lee Beaver. Paralyzed from the waist down.
Sounds like a porn star.
He should be, but he races street bikes, and he's paralyzed from the waist down.
Jeez.
Wow. And that's where I saw the training wheels. So like they're hydraulic basically. You put a
they're
ping
an actuator that you just
hit a button. You come up to a stoplight, hit a button, boom. And then when you go, you just fucking. But
Exactly.
Pingle air shifter, it runs off the RPMs, and then can you put I'm pretty sure you could probably put a recluse clutch in the bikes. Can you?
I'm not. What is a recluse?
Like basically no clutch, just shift.
Oh, like well, they have like you said, the button shift.
Yeah.
They do that.
Yeah, to where you don't have to pull the clutch in.
Right,
So
right,
basically, on my quad,
right.
on my YFZ, it's probably a different manufacturer. Recluse is the
They
manufacturer.
just reverse the shift, so it's all down, and
Okay.
and the air shifter just hits it down. Like all the race street bikes are
Yep.
all downshift,
And
they're not up.
Works
shift.
off the RPMs, right?
No,
No?
I think it's. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I've seen guys with it, and I'm not sure. I don't want to answer and be wrong.
Okay, but yeah, that's next. Hopefully, I would say that'll be after I move into the new house.
Yep.
Priority first, move into the new house next year, get all that
Well,
situated.
dude, we got to ride. If you
And then-
I'll drive out to Pittsburgh. I
Dude,
love riding.
I can't wait. It's like one of
Fucking love
the
it.
few things, and I'm thinking like,
It's a great escape. For me anyway.
oh man,
Just everything fades away.
yeah,
Get out
I need that adrenaline. You know what I mean?
Yep, I see.
Hell
that.
yeah.
I can see that.
It's just like people don't get it. You know what I mean? Like there is nothing, and it's for you. You used to be big on bikes, right? Like
I
ride
still
bikes.
love
Yeah.
bikes, but I used to
But,
like
like,
stun them and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's the same concept as doing that, going into the ring, getting shot at. You know what I mean?
It's being in the moment. Forces you to
Yep.
be in the moment. Things that force me. I realized in life I like things that force me to be in the moment. You know,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, and like I'm not great at a lot of stuff, but like I just know I'm tough. Like, and it's like stupid tough. Like, you know what I mean? This is not as bad as you would think, like as I thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like it sucks, but I guess now it's just waking up every day and having to fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
It's the mornings
Right.
is what sucks. Getting up in the morning, putting your leg on,
That's the hard part of your day is getting
just
out of bed.
especially now because I'm in a house where I don't use a wheelchair. So like
Yeah.
like
Well,
right when I get up, it's in order for me to do anything, I got to put my leg on.
Right.
When, you know, for the last 8 years, I could get out of bed, get in my wheelchair, get moving, brush my teeth, drink some coffee, swelling in my leg will go down a little bit, put it on, you know, but now I got to put it on first thing in the morning before I'm even fully awake, walk down the stairs on crutches with the leg on, sometimes fall. Like it just sucks, but not for much longer.
yeah. Yeah. But the goal was to stay in the Pittsburgh area.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
home. Yeah.
So we made a deal, you know, we wouldn't move farther than 15 to 20 minutes apart from each other.
Oh, that's cool.
Just because, like, with the way our, like, everything's set up with us, like, we're so random. Like, it just, the way it's, like, it works easier for us, you know what I mean? Like, like I could text her, you know, tomorrow in the morning, be like, hey, I can't get the kids today, can you grab them? And it's, like, not a big deal.
That's great.
You know? And the closer we are, just the easier it is.
Yeah, definitely.
So I bought property that literally, so I'm like right south of Pittsburgh, like 5 miles outside of the city, on the where my kids are at, they're like directly east. So the property that I bought is like the same distance, just on the opposite side. So like she's in the middle, we're just building right over here on this side.
I got you.
It's like 17 minutes away,
Perfect.
and they'll be in their school. Because they're both 2 and 4. Remy has another year there. Gunnar has another 3 more years. And then they'll go to school wherever I live, which will be cool.
Yeah, man. I see. You know, nothing but big positive things for your future, man. And you know, I've been following you forever, and definitely it's a fucking weird word to use, but a fan, if you will,
Yeah.
and supporter.
Same.
Friend,
Same.
I would say now, and
Same.
I certainly so much appreciate you coming in. And you know, if anybody would like to book you, or anybody would like to find you on Instagram or
Just-
on your,
yeah.
how do people do that?
Instagram. I mean, I feel like that's what everybody uses today, you know, and that's really what I'm starting to, you know, put more content out. I'm going to be launching a podcast here soon, doing all that good stuff. Yeah, so I
know a
want.
fighter that's fought 17 years in the UFC. If you want to have him
No
on.
shit. Is he any good? All right.
Hey man, your spirit is admirable. You know?
I appreciate it.
Like I said, when I went down to Walter Reed back in 2010 or 11,
I was probably when I was there, bro.
It may have been.
Because I was
honestly.
if you were there 2010, 2011, I was there. I was there 2010.
Little short guy, you remember him coming in?
Probably. I mean,
just peering over the bed. Like,
I probably would have noticed because I'm like, man, there's finally somebody as tall as me.
Yeah. I mean, Eddie Alvarez too. He's a little guy too.
Yeah.
So that was perfect. But yeah, man. Your spirit is just unbreakable. That's a good way to put it. Because
thank you.
You're inspiring, man. You really are.
Thank you.
Really
It's
are.
and I appreciate that because it's been a crazy year and it hasn't felt like that a lot. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you this: on your days that you think you're, when you're down days, like your downest day, you're better than 99% of the people out there. You know what I'm saying?
having their best day.
You're downest day, your guts and your just fortitude and all that can't touch 99% of people out there.
Well, yeah,
you know?
and I think if I could
Thank
elaborate
you.
on it, I think what you mean is what he's been through in his life.
Yeah.
99.9% of the world, not just
Yeah,
America,
right.
are never going to fucking have a clue to what you've been
Right.
through, including me, including Frankie. So, yeah. And to come out the other side of it, because I think you have a choice to make,
Yeah.
how you're going to come out the other side of it and who you're going to be as a human, whether you're going to be bitter, whether you're going to be, it's a testament.
Is like, yo, bad stuff can happen to anybody, you know. It's and I think that's the message that you put out there, and it's not about what happens to you, it's how you react to it, and the way you react to it is so noble.
Thank you.
Really
Thank
is.
you.
Probably hard to take anything he says serious when he's holding that knife in his hand, but
No.
he's sincere about it.
No.
Frankie never pays anybody a compliment, so that's you should take
No,
that with a grain of salt.
No, I appreciate it, and it's crazy because I think I told you this, like the timing. Like I'm glad that we waited to do this, or it kept getting kind of put. It kind of worked out now because this is just the perfect time in my life to where I need to be around like good people. I need to be, So I mean, I appreciate it, and just with everything that's been going on, it's good to be getting on the right track. And like I mean, I've been on the right track, but like not up to my standard, if that makes sense. Like like what you're capable of.
Yeah.
And
it's always to strive for better, right? I mean, everybody has like an area they want to reach, but it's always better to shoot past it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. Big thing is I want to stick with the speaking, and the podcast idea that I have, I just want to start like,
I love it.
I want to start interviewing people just from all like walks of life all over the country, and I want to travel to people. So, you know what I mean? Instead of like having people come out to a studio or meeting in a hotel, like I want to go to their place.
Yeah,
I want to
cool.
interview them in their atmosphere, and I want to talk to, how'd you get here? Like just like you said, the stories, the struggles, because we're always focusing on everything that everybody's accomplished, and we want to talk about that stuff, but I want to talk about like how did you get there?
Sure.
Or what made you
Journey is always the interesting part. For sure,
yeah, and not just talk about how life is fucking so much greater now than it was,
or that one thing that projected you into notoriety.
Exactly.
Se, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Frankie and I have said often, because I think this is like we're creeping up on episode 200 here. We've had a lot of guests, but there are people who have interesting stories. They don't have the gift of telling it well. You certainly have that. You know what I mean? You tell a story. You tell your story, and you tell it eloquently. You tell it with sincerity. You tell it with real emotion, with real feeling. I love the fact that you said to me, I said to you, and I don't say this to every guest, but your story's a little unique. I said, anything off the table? Is there anything you don't want to talk about? You said, bro, absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I like people like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, and I mean it like, I think I've been pretty real, and like, there's just certain things that you just don't talk about. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like certain things about our, me and her's relationship, and like
respectfully.
Yeah.
We would
and I
with that,
and I that never, like, I knew coming on here everything was going to be chill. Yeah. Like I just knew. I mean, I've seen the podcast before. I've seen what you guys do, and that's the whole reason I wanted to come on here. People need to know the stuff that's going. Like especially, me being out in front of people, and I don't want to be that person that's just always like, hey, oh, look at his social media, look at all the cool stuff he's doing, or look at all the cool stuff. Like, yeah, that's part of it, but like, what about the times where I'm up till fucking 3 a.m. and I can't fall asleep because I'm just thinking about how, this time 10, 11 years ago, 12 or 13 years ago, I'm in the middle of Afghanistan, and probably on this given day, one of my friends probably got blown up, or one of our Afghan soldiers probably lost their life or something. And, it just plays over and over and over and over. And then you finally just snap out of it, and you're like, hey, that was your life. You signed up for it. You did it. You're here. Let's fucking get on with it. Let's go. Yeah. And you just got to reset and get back to it. But what I think people forget about a lot of the time is that I live with this every day on top of regular life. So like, my life isn't just focused on me taking care of myself and not having legs. That isn't my job.
It's us dealing with our lives plus on top of all that.
So, yeah. So that's like,
Right,
that's the
I think
point.
the sister thing is a great example of that. There's a situation. The responsible human in that, and that's on top of what you have to wake up with and deal with every day. And that's
Then I got to get the kid. I'm getting the kids
Children,
tomorrow,
right.
and on the way back, I got to figure out what am I going to do with my sister. You know what I mean?
That's a lot.
Before I get home. My one sister, she's good. You know what I mean? She'll be there. But my kids, for the past 3 months, they've been out. Where's Auntie? Where's it? Now all of a sudden she's going to show up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just like, there's just so much shit.
Yeah, man. Well, I think everybody here can agree you are a unique individual for sure.
No,
you're built different.
No, I appreciate it, and I think that this whole process, you know what I mean? Like, I've got to meet a lot of people. You know what I mean? And there's very few people that I've met, that say, hey, everybody always says, hey, oh, we're right here. You need anything, let us know. You know what I mean? And
it's kind of a formality, isn't it? People,
it is.
Nobody actually means that, or 99.9% of people don't actually.
They don't.
It's just something we've been programmed to say, right?
But I can honestly say that, like, knowing that I'm in Philly all the time and you guys are right here, that, like, I'm pretty sure I could pick up the phone and be like, hey, I'm going to be out in Philly. I'm going to pop by.
Absolutely.
Like,
telling you got a spot on the couch anytime you want to pop in. And you get that fucking bike, bro. I'm coming out. We're riding.
I'm fucking riding from Pittsburgh out
100%.
here. Yep.
You're crashing at my place tonight. You know where it is. You've got a place to crash anytime you're out.
No.
You can always come hang. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it. I do.
The girl will have the mattress on
the floor. Yeah.
We got to get you signed aboard over here too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I will.
Yeah,
I will.
Absolutely, brother.
No, this was awesome. I mean, I appreciate it. I do. And I hope maybe we'll do this again in a fucking year.
Fuck
you know what I mean?
If I get Derek Carver in here, you're coming in with him.
I'll just come and hang out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
But like, it'd be cool to do this again in a year.
Yep.
Like,
Absolutely.
and just be like,
Little
hey,
catch up.
See
where
life
are we
is
at now?
Yeah.
Where
I
are
like
they
that.
now?
I like
Right?
that.
VH1. Where are they now?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Brandon Rumbaugh,
man,
ladies
brother.
and gentlemen. If you don't know, now you do. Give this gentleman a follow and show him some love and show him support because he took care of us and we're over there and fought for the U.S. of A. And I certainly am. My family appreciate you.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely, man. Big fan, brother.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Likewise. Thank you very much for having
appreciate
me.
you.
Yep. Thanks.
Peace.
Guys, just a reminder, don't forget to find and follow us on YouTube, Rumble, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and most other podcast platforms.